World College Radio Day. This is Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM, the voice of the Blue Eagle.
Follow at Radio-Katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan.
Mga Katipuneros, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radio-Katipunan 87.9 FM.
So this is my 3-unit class, Kim. So all good already, all the best. Today we shall level up with people who are like extended family to me. Again, at different points in our lives and in our careers, we are kapamilya na laging may puso. First, I'm honored to have someone I truly believe in, I respect, trust, and really love. Ang bagong kapuso. Ang sarap lang sabihin nun. Ang bagong kapuso. Kuya Kim Atienza. Kim, how are you?
Well, good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa iyo at magandang hapon sa lahat ng nakikinig sa iyo lahat sa mga suki mo, other listeners. Everything's good. I'm all excited, and I've been through so many exciting things for the past few weeks, and I'm all excited to go on and pursue whatever God has given us on our plate, Noel.
And what a
With
week,
you.
no? What a week, because parang a week ago, you did a transfer, and then after a week, ang dami ng parang, ang gulo na ng paligid natin. Buti na lang, parang you were the calm before the storm. And at right timing, sabi nga, we were talking about yung endings and beginnings, and beautiful endings and beautiful beginnings. So, parang kung magkakaroon ng Bible, ng mga lahat ng mga nagtatapos at nagsisimula, ano yung mga natutunan mo? So, number one, una, no? Don't burn bridges. Yun talaga.
Yes. Siguro let's give the listeners a briefer first on what we talk about, because Kuya Kim has been kapamilya. I've been with ABS-CBN for the past 17 years. And actually one of the first persons who gave me a big break in during my 17 years was Noel. Noel was my executive producer in Magandang Umaga Pilipinas. He gave me a couple of segments, and then it was during Noel's time when Ka Ernie Baron passed away and gave me the torch and told me na ako bapalit sa kanya. That was the beginning.
Ayun pala,
That
yun
was in
sa isang
2000.
realization, no? Parang there's always an icon accompanying you. Parang life and death. Yun yung nakikita ko, no? So when Ka Ernie died, there was Kim in the Kapamilya Network, the sa TV Patrol Primetime. And then on the day that you were like taping your welcome sa GMA, set foot in GMA, it was really Serbian. May Tatay-Tatayan also died. So parang may icon nakakabit ng isang icon na Kuya Kim na binabasbasan. No? So after that, so TV Patrol will be different tonight.
Yeah.
Without Kabayan, no? Parang a week ago, there was you saying goodbye, and now Kabayan said goodbye. Kala ko ngayon mag-goodbye si Kabayan. Yun pala, kahapon. Kagabi. So, who will be there tonight?
Well, I know for a fact that it will be Karen Davila in terms of seniority who will be next.
Buti naman.
It will be a good break for Karen Davila to be the main anchor of TV Patrol.
Yes.
And then for weather, they are auditioning some meteorologists from Pag-asa to be able to replace me. And then there are other anchors as well that they are considering. There's
we shall wait.
We shall wait. Let's wait. Let's not name names,
and let's see what happens. And then, what do you miss in the Kapamilya Network? So after that, you did Matanglawin, and you are Matanglawin until now. But you're shedding off that image, no?
I did Matanglawin after TV Patrol. A year after I was doing TV Patrol, they gave me my own show. This was in 2008 already, or 2007. That was Matanglawin. And then after Matanglawin, they reformatted the morning show and they made it Umagang Kay Ganda. So I was part of the first batch of Umagang Kay Ganda hosts together with Donita Rose, Rica Paralejo, Pinky Webb, Edo Manzano. I was in Umagang Kay Ganda for about 6 years. And then Showtime. Showtime then was a morning show. It was at 10 in the morning. And then we went on for a couple of years being the morning show. And then we became the noontime show, replacing Wawawi.
Correct.
I was with Showtime for about 6 years. And then I quit Showtime. And then I focused on Matanglawin. And I focused on my segment on TV Patrol up to the time when we lost our franchise. That was last year.
But you're also the face and the voice of the Knowledge Channel, di ba, Kim?
Yes. I also do a lot of work for the Knowledge Channel. I have a few. Matanglawin is daily in the Knowledge Channel. And then we also have a show on Kumu every Wednesday that I was the host of. I volunteered my services for the Knowledge Channel because I really believe in the advocacy of the channel. They really are doing a lot of work for the kids.
May mga ganyan talaga, no? Parang aside from your regular show, you're really made to do advocacy work, and even before you left, you were doing some health stuff, no, health announcements for yung awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very important too.
Actually, that started, Noel, when Taal volcano erupted and people had to know about the differences in face masks. There's the N95, N94 face mask. Is it okay to just wear an ordinary cloth face mask? This was before COVID-19 pa, ha?
Yes.
And then this was under Robert Labayan, under
PR, corporate.
CCM.
Corporate.
CCM. So Robert tapped me to be the formal information giver of the whole station. So I was giving information about Taal volcano And then after Taal Volcano, COVID happened. So it
And then
went
the last
on
time
and
we
on
talked
and on.
like this, the last time we talked like this was yun nga, COVID, and then when the EBS franchise was not granted. So it has been a year since yun nawala yung franchise ng ABS. Do you think it's coming back soon?
Well, that's highly dependent on who will win this coming elections. If the president who will win this coming elections will be friendly to ABS-CBN, then they will get their franchise back. Although it's a long process, no? It's not as simple as the president saying you have your franchise back. It has to go through Congress again. The committee has to hear again, and then it has to be brought to the plenary, and then it has to be debated on by the plenary. And then after it's voted on, it goes to the upper house, and then there's the BICAM, and then after the BICAM is approved, it goes back to the president. This is a process of about 2 years. Mahaba.
Yung yung pinanghawakan kong salita mo nun, because yours was one of the calming messages that came through. Sabi mo, be still and know that I'm God. Ikaw yung nagsabi nun, na parang dapat hindi tayo mapapala. So we trust in the Lord's autocorrect system. Di ba?
Yes, I agree.
You think it will still be at work?
Of course, it always works. God's word is everlasting, Noel. It never changes. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And Jesus is his word. And he said, be still and know that I am God, and I shall be exalted all over the earth. All we have to do is wait. In his time, it will all be good. If it's not the time of ABS-CBN to get its franchise next year, then maybe in a couple of years, maybe in 3 years. But when the time comes, it will be perfect because his time is always perfect. It will be good.
It will come. So it will come.
It will come. Yeah.
Doon talaga ako kumakapit palagi sa sinasabi mo. Know that I'm God. Be still and know that I'm God. So after that year in ABS-CBN, describe the newsroom, Kim. Of course, para maalaman naman ng mga tao kung ano yung pinagdaanan niya talaga. Kasi parang deserted place, di ba?
They had to lay off whole divisions of people, Noel.
Yeah.
They laid off the whole current affairs division. Current affairs had about 8 or 9 shows that it was handling. And one of the shows was my show, Matanglawin. So also Rated K. There's Soko. Nandun yung show ni Julius. Nandun yung show ni Anthony Taberna. Nandun yung show ni Mark Logan. Ang daming shows. But since we had no more airtime, they had to cancel the shows. And since there were no more shows, they had to lay off all the people that worked for the shows. I had about 8 people in my staff that were laid off that I had to say goodbye to. And the same with other shows. No? Nandiyan pa si Dayan Castillejo pala. May show din si Dayan. One of the longest shows in current affairs was Dayan Castillejo Sports Unlimited.
Unlimited, yeah.
Yeah, so we all had to say goodbye to that division. As for the newsroom naman, about siguro 2/3 of the staff were laid off, and then 2/3 of the reporters were laid off. And we were working in a skeleton, as we were skeleton staff na lang when we were working
and
there.
People don't know that you had negotiated talent fees too. No, parang ako, it didn't
definitely.
matter. No, I was talking to you then, but it didn't matter because for you wanted to be with ABS at that time. No, kasi parang malalaman mo yung mga kaibigan mo dun sa mga very, very challenging times. So, yun.
Actually, Noel, as far as talent fees are concerned, all of us got pay cuts all the way from Kabayan to the lowest employee. I had about 75% of my pay cut. Yeah. So I was working with 25%, but it didn't matter.
It wasn't
it. Yeah. I was happy that I was doing service for my old station, and because Gretchen and I had this segment called Kim Chen. In between gaps of TV Patrol, we would be on Facebook, and we were rallying the troops kasi may mga rally pa ron, and then people were getting laid off, and we were giving joy and to our co-employees. Yeah. And I felt that I had the purpose then, no? And then Kim Chen had to stop about 6 months ago, and then
why so? Can you explain that to the audience? Why did we lose you in Facebook?
We lost the TV Patrol on Facebook because Facebook said that we were featuring violence. How can you not feature violence when it's a newscast?
Yeah,
we weren't showing blood and gore, but we were talking about killings and.
So I asked you this: what was that? People were reporting you to Facebook? Parang ganon? May
no, it's self-policing. Well, people were definitely reporting us. So there were a lot of trolls against ABS-CBN even up to this point.
Okay.
But Facebook is self-policing. I think they know certain words are tagged, and when that word is repeated often enough, then it's a red flag for them, and then they look. Until we got a notice from Facebook that we were going to be demonetized.
Okay.
So what's the use of being on Facebook when you're demonetized? And so management decided to pull off TV Patrol from Facebook and just focus on YouTube and our other digital platforms. There's Kapamilya channel. We're not even on A to Z.
Yeah,
A to Z is
why?
pure entertainment.
Why so?
Well, a lot of people have become so wary of news, especially ABS-CBN news. So what's happening now is ABS-CBN is strengthening its entertainment lineup. It's content. They're creating content for entertainment, but news will remain a niche. With whatever platform we have left now, that's our platform that will stay for a long, long, long time. Up
But you're a
until
team
status quo
player.
changes.
You're a team player, and didn't you say, bakit ako napapasama? Parang wala naman akong kinalaman dun sa news content, di ba? You were very apolitical with the things you were reporting, trivia, and you were doing light news and the weather.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I was the most apolitical. Me and Gretchen Pulido were the most apolitical of all the news, no?
Yeah.
But it's a fact that we still are under news and current affairs. So whether we like it or not, kasama kami doon, damay kami doon.
And so when you ask permission from your news bosses, how did they feel?
Jing Reyes was very, very understanding. She was the first person that I had to ask permission from when I finally decided to move on. And when I told her the opportunity that was waiting for me in GMA 7, she understood right away. And she said, Kim, I have to do my job now. I have to stop you from moving on. I have to do this. Just let me. So she convinced me. She tried to convince me to stay. And I said, boss, that the timing for me to go is now. If I let go of this timing, it may not happen and it may be given to someone else. And then she understood. She understood. And she gave me her blessings right away. Jane was the most understanding. And Jane totally knew where I was coming from. And then the next boss I had to ask permission from is my mentor naman in entertainment. She was the one who gave me the break in Showtime.
Yeah.
For our listeners kasi, it's very rare for a news personality to be able to straddle both news and entertainment. And Kuya Kim is one of those who's able to do it. Yeah. And so I have a mentor in entertainment, and I have someone who gave me the first break in entertainment, which is Tita Cory Vidanes. No? That's mainstream entertainment. Actually, you were the first one who gave me that break on entertainment, but ito sa niche entertainment.
Okay lang yun. But Tita Cory is Atienza also. And so that parang hindi exclusive na talagang pwedeng tumawid. So sabi nga, hindi lahat ng tumatawid namamatay. And it's that, no? Parang nabuhay ka doon in Showtime. And parang,
Showtime for 6 years. 6 years. It was 6 fruitful, fun years that I will never forget. Those were great years.
And sabi mo nga, parang you never lost your equity. Yun yung maganda doon. You hold on to your equity. Alam mo kung sino ka para kahit saang format ka mapunta, yun, parang you will thrive. So how did Tita Cory react?
Oh, she was happy. She was happy I was there. It just so happens that 6 years after, Aldab happened. And when Aldab happened, everyone had to reformat, and everyone had to they changed the format of the show. And when they changed the format of the show, I realized that I would like to focus on things that I was strong at, and I wanted to focus on my own show, which is Matanglawin. So I resigned from Showtime after 6 years, and I focused on Matanglawin. I strengthened my segment on TV Patrol, and that was what I was doing all the way until the pandemic.
But the hardest goodbye was...
They gave me pala sakto. They gave me teleradio for 2 years. I was doing primetime radio with Chang Ami. But this was light news also. 2 years din yan.
Ibang klase, no? But the hardest goodbye was with the boss. At least you didn't just text him, huh?
No, I didn't.
So one lesson about goodbyes. Hindi ka lang nag-goodbye na naka-text.
Wag. Parang ghosting
ganda
yan.
yan.
Oo, parang
Yeah.
ghosting yan eh.
Oo.
You know, I seeked his appointment and I texted Carlo because Carlo's a friend eh.
Yeah.
Although he's the president of ABS-CBN, I know him from a friend level because we were able to travel together. We were able to run in London together.
Yeah.
Our spouses know each other.
Yeah.
Magkakaibigan kami. So I texted him and I said, Carlo, can I see you tomorrow? He said, yeah, I'll see you in UCC because he lives in Rockwell. But I knew that he had heads up already, that Tita Cory and Jing already told him. So when I saw him, he was in his running clothes and I was in my cycling clothes because I cycled to Bel Air. Para informal, para mas madaling mag-goodbye.
Yes.
And then the first thing that Carlo told me was, Kim, this meeting is not going to end with you saying goodbye.
Wow.
My gosh, this is so hard. But you know, Noel and our listeners, I stuck to the truth and I told him, Carlo, I said yes already to the offer in the other side, and they're going to allow me to grow. And this is just a goodbye to a friend. I would like to thank you for building me up. Thank you. I'd like to thank the network for creating Kuya. Kuya Kim would not have been Kuya Kim if not for the network. And I'd like to say goodbye to a friend because you're my friend. Carlo, thank you for everything.
And there were
And he
two
understood.
people, there were two guys crying in Rockwell that morning. Hindi
Yeah.
nagulat yung mga tao doon.
Yeah, nag-iyakan kami dahil nakakaiyak talaga. You know what made me cry, Noel?
Yeah, why?
You know what made me cry? Maybe I should disclose this also. No, it's okay naman siguro to disclose it. My goodbye with ABS-CBN was a good goodbye because
That's true. That's true.
Carlo, we ended that morning saying goodbye to Carlo with Carlo saying, Kim, if the time comes that you become unhappy, then come back to me. You're welcome. And that natouch ako. Natouch ako, Noel. Sabi
Nasa
ko,
scriptures yan, di ba yung prodigal son? Di ba? May
Yun.
grand welcome back, di ba? Ang ganda. There's really a lot of things to learn from, no? So
yeah.
if your doors
But of
are
course-
wide open.
So the goodbye was very good. But as beautiful as the goodbye was the welcome.
But yeah.
My gosh,
Pero
Noel.
galing muna.
I felt-
Ang
Yeah.
galing. Pero ano yung mga lessons learned about the goodbyes? Para maganda yung goodbyes. Number 1, wag text. Talagang,
Or text.
yun,
Yeah.
kailangan mo i-meet
Number-
yung mga tao. Yan.
Number 2, start with gratitude. Be thankful first. Be thankful first. I'm saying goodbye, but I'd like to thank you first and foremost because Kuya Kim would not have been Kuya Kim if not for ABS-CBN. They took really good care of me. They were good to me. And they took care of my equity. So in 17 years, they called me an icon. And I don't even call myself an icon, but my station calls me an icon now.
You worked
It's
hard
because
for
of
that.
them.
Yeah.
So start with gratitude. And then number 3, stick to the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
That's
So
true.
I told them exactly what was happening. I told them
No
exactly
bargaining,
how I
no,
was feeling.
no bargaining.
No
It was
bargaining, no.
bargaining.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
By the time I talked with them, my mind was already set, and I told them what was waiting for me on the other side. Not to bargain with them, not for them to raise my talent fee or to offer me shows. Nothing like that.
Ang
Because
galing.
a lot of artistas kasi do that eh. They talk
That's
to the other
bluff,
station.
no? Pang bluff.
And then when they get an offer, they use the offer to get a bigger offer from the other station. When they get a bigger offer, they go to the other station to get another offer. And what happens is both stations get so pissed off. I don't want to name names, but I know certain people who did that thing and got nothing from both stations.
That's true. Ayaw mo ng bluff. We don't play that, no? So it's really
No,
conquer
no.
everything with truth. Deal with the truth. And then they
Stick
will
to the
just
truth, and the truth
understand,
will set
diba?
you free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there. And then what else did I learn?
Sabi nga, don't burn bridges. Yun talaga, parang it's
Don't
really
burn
because
bridges.
gratitude. And then, really talagang wala kang nasabing masama.
Wala. Hanggang ngayon, wala akong sasabihin masama kasi wala naman talagang dapat sabihin masama. And I said goodbye also to the lowest employees. Everyone that touched my life in that station. I did the rounds for a couple of days. I went to the newsroom and I said goodbye to Nemo. I said goodbye to other writers. I said goodbye to even the security guards. I said goodbye to the people closest to me, to Gretchen Fulidos, become my best friend. I said goodbye to my co-anchors. And then the last thing that I said goodbye to, the last person that I said goodbye to was my audience. ABS-CBN was able to give me the opportunity to be able to say goodbye to those who've been following me for the past 17 years. And you know what I found out, Noel? Some friends texted me and telling me that their kids were crying when they were watching me saying goodbye.
That's true.
I said, but you tell them that I'm not disappearing from television. I'm just moving to another network where they can watch me. They misunderstood it. They thought I was saying goodbye for good.
Or sa TV, no? Kala nila sa TV
TV.
na, yeah. But some people thought you were out of TV because they can't watch you kung wala silang data. Di ba? Yun yung ano.
No, I want free TV. More people can watch me now.
Now. Sabi na, uy,
Yeah.
nagpapalik ka na sa TV. Sabi nila kay Kuya Kim, no? But Kim, looking back also, how did that affect your person? Yung goodbye muna. Mamaya na yung hello, yung beginnings. So ano yung realize mo about yourself when you said goodbye? Hindi ka madaling mag-goodbye, Kim, ha?
Hindi, Noel. I realized that for me, saying goodbye is very difficult.
Yeah.
The reason why I said what I said last year that is being taken against me is because I felt like I would have to stay with them until it sinks.
Yeah.
Up until I realized that there's also a biblical principle that I should follow that precedes that sense of loyalty, that the things that I said early last year. You know what the biblical principle that is? It is the parable of the talents.
Okay.
That God gave us a talent. It's the story in the Bible goes like this. God gave someone a landlord gave someone 5 talents, and another one 2 talents, and another one 1 talent. And then the landlord left, and then the one with 5 talents was so smart, he invested the talents and it became 10 talents. And the one with 2 talents, because a talent is a coin, by the way, but it's called talents in the Bible. It's also comparable to the talent that God gave us. The one with 2 talents is not very skilled, but he was able to make his 2 talents 4 talents. Now, the one with 1 talent was so afraid of the boss that he buried the talent underground. So when the boss came back, he was asking about the talents that he entrusted, because our talents are not our own. They're entrusted to us. The one with 5 talents said, "Boss, my 5 talents are now 10 talents. Well done, good and faithful servants. You can have the 10 talents and I'll give you more." And then the one with 2 talents, "Boss, the 2 talents became 4 talents. Well done, good and faithful servant. The 4 talents are now yours and I'll give you even more." The one with 1 talent said, "Boss, I was so afraid of you because you're a hard man. I buried the talent underground so I don't lose it. You are a bad servant." And then he's put the servant in jail, and then the 1 talent was even taken away from him. All I have now in ABS, because of the limitations of the station, is my 1 talent. That 1 talent is my segment on TV Patrol. If I stay in the station, this 1 talent will stay 1 talent for a long time, because of certain things that I know that I cannot
that
disclose.
Are beyond you, that are
beyond you, but I cannot disclose. But very beautiful things are going to happen in ABS-CBN. But that 1 talent, if I stay on, will stay as 1 talent. And then here comes this opportunity from GMA7 to make my 1 talent 10 talents. And if I don't take that opportunity, then it's a sin. I would be my Lord will be displeased. So I said, okay, I will take that opportunity so this 1 talent can become 10 talents. That's why
people who love you really understand that, no? Because if your love is really liberating, you let people grow. So that's it with Jing, with Tita Cory, with Carlo, and all the people who said their goodbyes with you. So talk about the welcome naman, the good welcome in GMA. So,
I've never
think about at your age, di ba? Alam natin, no, sa pinipace mo yung career ng isang tao. At your age, Kim, ang hirap mag-reinvent. At bagong network, bagong simula. But you're just blessed, no, to be given these breaks now. How important is it yung coming at a certain point na sa personal mong buhay din, parang kailangan may punuan. Kasi your kids now are not with you. Parang most of them.
I'm 54 years old, and normally a guy who's 54 years old would never get a break the same way I got a break at this age in my life.
That's true.
And GMA7 is not hiring. GMA7 is they don't need me. They don't need me. But this opportunity was just there, and they were so gracious to offer it to me. And who am I not to accept it? And as beautiful as my goodbye in ABS-CBN was the welcome in GMA7. I was so touched with a 7-minute segment they gave on primetime news to welcome me. And then the bosses were there to welcome me as well. And then I've done so in this last week alone. Noel, we did so much work already with the station. And I felt the love and I felt the value.
Full of goodwill, di ba? My God.
Yeah. It was so beautiful. As beautiful as the goodbye is the hello.
That's
and
true.
It's so seamless. And I'd like to acknowledge, I'd like to mention Vice President Nessa Valdelion, who was assigned by the bosses to take care of you and me, Noel. And Nessa, you are a gem and you are a blessing. And I'd like to thank you with all my heart for making my transition from Kapamilya to Kapuso as seamless, as smooth, and as quick as what happened. Ibang klase talaga.
And then you're being seen, this Sunday with an icon to Jessica Soho. Tell us about it. Tell us the whole
gosh, yeah.
Jessica.
You know, even when I was Kapamilya, Noel, I would always comment on the KMJS Kapamilya Jessica Soho Facebook page. You know why? Because she has 20 million followers.
Of course, yeah.
20 million followers. And whenever there's a topic, it becomes a trending topic all the time. So I get so intrigued all the time. So I make comments on that page. Last year pa to, before December pa eh. And then all these Kapuso diehards would say, ba't nandito ka? Sa Kapamilya ka, ba't ka nagko-comment dito? Facebook and social media, wala naman network wars dito eh. It's open to everyone eh. So whenever I make a comment, it becomes so controversial that after my comment, there are about 1,000 comments after my comment.
And so when you finally met Jessica, how was that?
Well,
she was very careful,
Jessica,
no? She was very careful about the health protocols. Hindi yan lumalabas ng kung basta-basta lang, no? So,
and I realized why she's number one. We were taping for about 4 to 5 hours for a 2-hour show. And her staff are very detailed. She's very detailed. The sit-down interview was about 2.5 hours. She asked me everything about my life since I was a young boy up to the present time. And then one thing I noticed about Jessica, that's why she lasted this long in the industry. She loves her people. I was watching her little gestures and how she would treat the cameraman or the lightman and the segment producer. She was kind. She's a very kind person. Hindi naninigaw, hindi nag-uutos, at very low profile. Nung pumasok nga siya, hindi ko alam na siya si Jessica Soho. She was inside my house na pala eh. She was like one of them.
Yeah.
You know, walang grand entrance. She was like, para siyang SP. Pumasok lang siya doon.
That's true.
And naka-face mask. And I realized, very thorough, very detailed. And it was an experience.
So what can people expect from that Sunday segment or interview with you and Jessica Soho? Finally.
I think everything about my life. She asked me everything about my life. But she also, the highlight of that visit to my house also was my collection. She was wondering, sabi, Kim, why do you collect so many things? And then after the interview, after 2 hours of interview, she said, now I know why you are this way after the interview. So she looked at she knows that I'm naturally curious. She found out that I'm naturally curious. And that I'm a natural inquisitor. I like to read. I'm very passionate about so many things. And whenever I have a passion, I have to exhaust all the materials that I can read and I can access about that passion. And then I move on to the next passion, until I get filled up with all this knowledge about the so many things that I've become passionate about.
Ang galing nga, parang yun nga, mahirap kang mag-goodbye, you're a collector, so all your things in the house represent your varied interests at certain points in your life. No?
Correct, Noel. And then I told Jessica, sulit naman yung mga nakolekt ko. Bakit naging sulit? Kasi ginagamit ko sa TV yan. Kung ano nakikita mo sa TV, na mga props ko.
That's true.
Yung mga yan. Yung mga motor na nakikita mo kinolekta ko, ginagamit ko araw-araw yan. And now I use them for my vlog. And now I'm going to use them for one of my shows in GMA. One of my shows in GMA, I'll be on a motorcycle all the time.
Yes.
And then all these fossils that you see in these fossil cabinets, lahat ng mga yan nakita na sa TV. Ginagamit ko ng props yan sa lahat ng mga show ko. Yung mga hayop na yan na nakikita mo, may mga ano na yan, napalabas na sa TV lahat yan. Nagamit naman lahat ng mga nakolekta ko.
Pero
Nagamit naman
tinanong
sila.
ba niya, Kim? Tinanong ba niya sa'yo na tipong merong point sa buhay mo nung nagka-stroke ka, parang willing ka to let go of them, all of them, no? Kahit wala yan. Di ba parang, so alam mo yung meron at wala. Kaya mahalaga yung mga natira. Mahalaga yung natira.
Napag-usapan din namin yan. At alam mo ang learning ko naman sa stroke ko, Noel, life by itself, the fact that I am alive is a miracle.
That's true.
All else is bonus. Alam mo mga bonus sa buhay ko, ang dami. God gave me a beautiful wife and a loving wife. God gave me 3 beautiful kids. God gave me a terrific job and a 2.0 version at this point. God gave me all these collections and these motorcycles that I enjoy. Lahat yan bonus. But the real miracle is His grace and my life. His grace is all I need. That is my Bible verse. His grace is all I need. And His power is made perfect in my weakness. And I learned that when I got sick.
Galing, that you can let go of all these, no? You can let go of all these.
I can, Noel. I can.
Yeah. Ang galing.
Anytime.
Well, with that, when you give Jessica, no, you're a collector, any new realizations about yourself? Na ngayon yung with a new home, parang ikaw, you can look back and be grateful, but then parang it's really not acquiring more, no? It's really not acquiring more. It's really keeping what you have now, parang nurturing what you have, and just saying thank you for all the blessings that you have now.
My learning now is going back to our biblical verse that we talked about a while ago. Be still and know that I am God. He made Himself felt so greatly and so mightily in our transition. Well, when we were beginning to plan this transition, diba, we talked about it and we said, if it's God's will, Noel, it will be so slippery. It will be so easy. And everything just fell in place. And everything was just good. And everything was just, we got more than what we bargained for. And so easily.
Yes.
And so easily.
Yes.
When it's God's will.
You know what? Because people saw your worth. People saw your worth naman, Kim. You didn't have to ask. Parang alam nila kung saan ka nang gagaling. And then parang, they were just so happy to have you. Well, ako na-amazed din ako at their welcome. It seems like they've always wanted to be with you. Yun yung feeling. And well, sana it got across you also na tipong, parang feeling nila kakompetensya ka before, but suddenly they're amazed and they're parang startled at why suddenly now, and thank God you're working with them.
And then so many signs that showed itself, Noel.
Kahit yung ngayon. Yung sa design ng billboard.
Noel, like yung title ng show ko na dapat alam mo.
Yes.
Yung title ng show na dapat alam mo. Sinabi sa akin ni Montores. Si Montores is our executive producer.
Yeah.
Sabi niya gano'n, alam mo ba saan ang history ng title na dapat alam mo? Sabi ko, anong history ng title na yan? Alam mo, yan ang title ng isang segment na ginawa ko when I was still working in the morning show. This was back in 2005 and 2006. Yan ang title ng segment na pinantapat namin sa iyo para talunin ka. At ngayon, nagulat ako na isa na siyang show at nandito ko pa sa show na to. Even that was planned by God.
That's true.
Imagine I'm in a show with a title that used to be the rival of my show. And now I'm part of it.
But it's
Biro si Lord
ibang klase, no? Parang, but it's a different aura now. It's a different mindset now that you're coming into the Kapuso Network, no? And you've always been a team player, no, Kim? So, parang, with that feeling, parang, do you feel like you're starting again? Parang ganun ba?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do, Noel.
But sense of wonder, there's a sense of wonder pa rin, that excitement.
A sense of wonder and a sense of passion. The passion that I had 17 years ago when I was starting out is alive again. I feel like every single day there's something new that will come up and it will be good. At a certain point kasi in broadcasting, naka-autopilot ka na eh. When I was doing weather and my trivia on TV Patrol, parang naka-autopilot na ako. Kahit hindi ko basahin yung script, memorize ko na yan eh. Alam ko na yan eh. Kahit wala akong script, I can do the weather na eh.
Yeah.
And it became so easy na the challenge was not there. But now with all these new things that I'm going to be doing for GMA7, the passion is alive. I feel like I'm 17 years young.
And
And
working with new people that you're excited to
working
work
with new people.
di ba?
Yeah,
From news and
definitely.
even entertainment. You're part of Mars na inaanak mo pa si Iya Villania. And the chance to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
with entertainment people also, ultimately,
Mhm.
it's a different new environment. So, what was God telling you then? Or
Uh,
now?
God tells God tells me that I'm loved. God tells me that I'm awesomely and fearfully made. God
Mhm.
tells me that He loves me so much, and God tells me that He's there all the time. I just have to trust and
That's
and continue to listen. God has
okay.
gifted me
Okay.
with clear signs whenever I pray for signs. The signs have become so clear all the time, and all I need to do is listen. And God gave me that gift of being able to hear when the signs are there. And this time I listened. Noel, if I did not listen to the signs and we were 1 week late, I would not have been able to leave ABS-CBN.
Why so? Can you say that? Because
We
Kabayan
can we say that?
asked
Can we say that on
permission.
air?
Yeah, because he said goodbye already. It would have been a different thing, no?
It would have been a different thing if I delayed my goodbye and Kabayan said goodbye before me. Because
Yeah.
if Kabayan said goodbye before me and I start to ask permissions, not looking at the signs that came early on, and I waited
That's
for a week,
true. That's true.
the bosses would not have let me go.
That's true. That's
It would
true.
have been so difficult to say goodbye. The bosses would say no because di ba
Parang
kaalis
feeling
lang ni
nila, yeah, the exodus, baka magkaroon ng exodus ng mga talents.
yeah
But it's not that thing, no? Kabayan's
yeah
leaving for another purpose. It's not going to another network. So,
no yeah.
pero iba yung circumstance talaga, Kim. Eh. Parang right timing, the signs. So you really believe in signs.
I believe in God speaking to me. I don't believe
Okay.
in signs as in feng shui signs or man-made signs or zodiac signs. I don't
Okay.
believe in that. I
Okay.
believe in prayer. I believe in prayer, and I believe in listening to,
Okay.
to 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 God when He speaks to me. He speaks to me through His Word, and He
Okay.
speaks to me through signs that I pray for whenever I need it. And the signs I always pray for, I tell God is if it is Your will, then show me. If it
Ang
is Your
galing.
will, then show me. If it's not His will, He will not show me.
Ang
And
galing.
if I pursue whatever that is without His will, it
Aha.
will be so difficult. It will be the direct opposite of what we went through.
Ang galing. Ang gandang pointer yan. Eh. Kasi some people are saying, uy, Mercury retrograde. Bakit kayo nag-sign ng bagong kodak at lumipat? What's your answer there?
I don't believe in I don't believe in Mercury retrograde. I don't believe in the signs of the planets. I don't believe in zodiac. I don't believe in the universe giving signs. I believe in the maker of the universe. If you
Okay.
think that the universe is so grand, that's so unfathomable, I
Mm.
believe in its maker. And the maker I can talk to and I have access to all the time.
Ang
And that
galing.
is more powerful.
Ang
Why
galing.
should I pray to the universe? Why should I thank the universe? There's the maker of the universe that I have
Ang
access to
galing.
through our Lord Jesus Christ.
Ang galing. And I'm
Diba?
witness to that process. Every time we talk during that time, it's always punctuated by prayers. Yun talaga. Well, it helped. It helped that the things are punctuated with prayers. Parang the whole transfer and the whole welcome was really one whole prayer. You know? Parang it's really a talk, a conversation with Christ. So, yun.
Well,
Ang ganda.
it's a miracle that I work in GMA7 now. It really is a miracle. They have absolutely no need for me. They are not hiring anyone. They are so successful being who they are. And then I get this kind of welcome in this station. I am so grateful. I'm so thankful.
Tama nga, no? Kasi nag-let go sila ng lahat ng public affairs shows. And now, suddenly, there's a daily show. That parang yun.
Yeah.
Iba yun yung magtatayo sila ng bagong show na segment ng katapat mo and you're part of it. So it's that. And more, because yun, and part of your contract is
more.
really more shows. So it's that. So, Kim, how will this affect your family life? You're more busy. You'll be more busy.
You know what's amazing, Noel? If
Yeah.
this was given to me 10 years ago, I would have rejected it.
So proper
And then-
timing din talaga.
Yeah, God's time is always perfect. If it happened 10 years ago, I would have said no. I would have wanted more time with my family. I would have wanted more time with my kids because they were growing up.
Mhm.
But now is the time to be busy. You know why? Because
Yeah.
I'm empty nest. We're empty nesting.
Yeah.
All I have left in my family now is one kid, only Eliana. And in a year, I will lose Eliana because she'll be studying in UPenn. She'll be studying abroad already. My eldest is already studying in Tufts University in Boston. He already left us last year.
Yeah.
My youngest, fairly brought to boarding school because she's languishing in the Philippines with the distance learning. She's not seeing her friends. She doesn't have a high school life. So when she said that she wanted to go to boarding school, Feli and I said, yes, go ahead.
That's a
And
nice
we're left to
point
go.
though. That's a nice point though. Hindi kayo nag-cling
Yeah.
on to them? Hindi kayo nag-cling to them and say, oy, wag naman, dito na lang kayo. Sama-sama tayo.
We could cling to them, but they'll be miserable.
Ah.
And we want their happiness. There's nothing happening in the Philippines for these kids. And the biggest casualty of COVID-19 are the kids, especially teenagers, especially the teen kids, no? Kasi young kids of 5 and 6, their life is mama and papa. They just want to be with mama and papa and they're happy. My kids, they want their peers. They want their prom. They want their graduation. They want their barkada. And then we hold on to them, and then all they do is be in their room and Zoom and the distance learning class sila.
It's very liberating to know because I'm very open-minded of you. Was that the way you were brought up too?
It's not the way I was brought up. It's the way Feli was brought up.
Talaga? But you left home too early.
I left home to enter the seminary. I was going to be a priest. Yes, I was 15 years old. But I'm very Pinoy in my belief that Pinoys are to stay together as family until we get married.
Okay.
With Feli, the empty nesting comes early when they begin to study. Kasi that's how she was.
Yeah.
When she studied college, she left home na. When the brothers studied college, they left home na. So Feli and I will be empty nesting starting next year. Now, if I were doing the same thing I was doing in ABS, meaning just doing my weather report, fine. I was getting paid quite handsomely for that little segment. And all I had to do was 5 minutes of work a day. So I can
Baka magloko ka, no? Hindi ka magloloko.
Hindi ako magloloko.
Okay,
that's not part of the equation. But what I'd be doing is I'd be playing golf.
Okay.
I'd be doing my triathlons. I'd be pursuing my hobbies. While Feli is a super alpha woman, she owns 2 schools now. And she wants a 3rd school. She wants to build a new school. She wants to expand. She wants to take up master's studies in Harvard.
Despite the pandemic?
Online.
Online.
Despite the pandemic.
Ang galing.
But she keeps on growing.
Yeah.
And if I become complacent with what I have, my wife will lose respect. I have to be growing the same way that she is growing. And that's the way she'll respect me. And this time, this break in GMA 7 came at a time that will make me so busy as to match the growth of my wife and we'll grow together. You know, it's funny because when she reinvented herself 17 years ago from finance, she got into education. And then me naman from politics, I got into television.
Yeah.
Sabay kami nun .
Yeah.
And now, 17 years after, she's reinventing herself into something more tech. And then I'm reinventing myself from kapamilya to kapuso. Sabay na naman kami, and that's good.
And part of it really is you're being anchored with the Lord, and you're really being physically fit, both of you. The fitness and wellness thing, grabe. Ano yan? You require that of each other?
No. It's just the way we are. When I met Feli, she was already a runner, and she was already very fit. And then my fitness came later. I was fat when I met Feli. My fitness came because I got sick twice, and then that got me into a healthy lifestyle. As a matter of fact, before the Zoom meeting, I had to swim pa . So I just finished 1.5 kilometers swim, and then yesterday I ran, and then I still bike, and I still play golf, but golf doesn't make you too fit . But with my new schedule in GMA 7, I would have to reprogram my fitness program to fit my new schedule. And I like that. I'm a creature of routine . When the routine is, as long as it's predictable. Yeah.
So maayos lang yung routine na yun. And Saturday, Sunday is family day. Saturday,
Sunday is Feli day and my remaining kid day. I have one remaining kid na lang Eliana.
Yes.
So Saturday is Feli and Eliana day.
Tell us about the things that you do together. Naman, during the times you are together. Kasi parang for couples now, parang yun din yung reinvention nyo of each other, of the relationship, no? Parang, I see you with a lot of good friends. Yung parang you have a circle already. You know kung sino yung mga kasama nyo pagtanda nyo. Ang ganda lang nun.
Nakakatawa kasi mga naging kaibigan ni Feli, mga kaibigan ko nung college pa. Hanggang ngayon, naging kaibigan pa rin namin.
Correct.
And I can name them. There's Karen Davila. And then there's my ex-girlfriend in college, si Lindy Castillo, who became because she's a good friend of Karen Davila, became a good friend of my wife. And then, so isa lang ang grupo namin. And we can see ourselves traveling together. We like to travel. We like to go out of town.
Really, vacations together. So parang the
Yes,
integration is there. Ang ganda rin na tipong, it's really food, faith, and family na nag-bond sa inyong lahat. So, will that be your life when you grow older, Kim?
We see weekends. Feli is the type who will keep on working until she cannot.
Okay.
And I'm the type who would want at least one show until I cannot.
Okay.
My idea of a retirement is maybe starting a little coffee shop and hanging out there and speaking with people, yet having still one show until I'm old and gray. Kailangan may one show ako. Yun ang retirement ko.
Good. Ang galing. But not a farm? You're not that kind of guy?
How can I do my show if I'm in a farm? Pwede rin.
The weekend, no?
Yeah, weekends. But I want a coffee shop. I want a
coffee
shop.
Ang galing. A biker shop. Parang gano'n. Biker's coffee shop. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other skill that you were able to nurture during this pandemic? A new skill bago lumipat bilang kapuso?
Well, during the pandemic, napakarami kong skills na natutunan. Natutunan kong mag-ayos ng motor kasi wala akong, my motorcycles are vintage motorcycles eh. Okay. And my mechanics are in quarantine. And pag hindi mo pinaandar ang mga motor mo, hindi ka mapaandar ng ilang buwan, masisira. So natuto ko mag-ayos ng karburador, natuto ko magtimpla ng karburador, napakahirap gawin yan. And then, number 2 is, na mas naging techie ako, natuto kong, I'm not techie eh. But I had no choice but to
Kala
become
ng mga tao techie ka kasi vlogger ka, no? So I want to ask that too, no? Parang how did your life change as a vlogger?
That's new. Vlogging for me is new.
I know.
I
know you
consulted
me about it. Basta sabi ko, basta hindi vanity, Kim, okay, support ako. Well, at least that has been your principles. Your principle, hindi vanity yung i-feature mo.
It has to be something that will inspire people. The content has to be something that I like, and the followers and subscribers are secondary. If they come, fine. If they don't come, fine. As long as I like my content. So I learned how to vlog, and with vlogging comes being techie also. Although I don't edit my own vlog because it takes so long, so much to edit. I have team B617 to help me with that. Sina Mother B-Boy to help me edit the vlog. But I shoot the vlog myself, and the story is from my mind. And I learned how to vlog.
You enjoy
I enjoy it. Yeah. You cannot vlog if you don't enjoy it.
That's
my
true.
gosh, to come up with content every week and then you don't enjoy it, people will see it, no?
Lesson learned there sa vlogging mo. Because a lot of people are trying their hand into vlogging. So ano yung pwede mong mabigay na tip sa kanila?
Ang tip ko sa mga bagong vloggers, number 1 is vlog about your passion. It has to be something that you're passionate about. Now, if you want subscribers, what you do is you look at the big vloggers and you look at what's uso. Mukbang challenge, gagawin mo yung mga prank, etc., etc. Yes, you get your followers, but you will not be able to sustain it because it's something that you do not like.
You
know who told me this? Someone gave me a tip that's so valuable. This is Will Dasovich. Will Dasovich is the nephew of Karen Davila. And Will told me, Kim, you artistas, there's an artista syndrome. When an artista vlogs, I'd call it the 5 vlog syndrome. What do you mean by the 5 vlog syndrome? Because you artistas, you're so used to your fans adoring you and following you with whatever you do, when the language of YouTube is totally different. You try one vlog, and then you realize that there are only 200 people who actually view the vlog, or even less. So you go on to the second vlog, and the second vlog is even worse. It's only 180 people. And then on the 5th vlog, you realize that it's so difficult because you're doing it yourself, and you don't have your staff, and then very few people are following or subscribing to you. And then the next vlog after the 5 vlogs is 3 months after. They're a year after. If you look at most of the vlogs of artistas,
ganon, no?
The 5 vlogs are 1 week apart. The 6th vlog is 1 year after or 6 months after na. What we don't understand, according to Will, is you have to perform to the algorithm also. The
That's
algorithm has
true.
to see regularity. If it sees that you're regular, and maybe after 6, 7, or 8 vlogs, then it starts pushing you already. Then it becomes synergistic. When it pushes you, you get inspired and you get more energy to vlog, and then therefore you get more subscribers, and then you play with the algorithm now. But
Correct.
you have to be consistent with or without an audience. How are you able to vlog regularly without subscribers? It has to be your content. You have to like your content with or without subscribers. So how do I do that? I'm a Christian. Eh. As long as I'm able to put in my Christian values and I'm salt and light with whatever I do, then the subscribers are immaterial. Some vlogs of mine have 1.4 views. Some vlogs of mine have 50,000 views only. And it's immaterial. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm able to put it out there, then I'm happy. Like my last vlog now was my goodbye. Eh. And my goodbye has become a hit. Eh. In less than a week, it's got about 700,000 or 800,000 views already, and it's considered trending when it's like that. Eh. Did I intend it to have that much followers or subscribers? No, I just wanted to say goodbye.
Galing.
And people wanted to watch my goodbye.
Ang galing.
Yun.
And it's not according to how many views you have, no? Parang hindi yun yung nagbe-measure noon, no? It's really what you want to say.
Yeah, exactly. It's what you want to say.
Ang galing.
Like I want TikTok now, Noel. Eh. And finally, my TikTok is I don't want to dance like that. Tanda na ako.
But you know how to dance, ha? Parang you're in a family of dancers, no? So
yeah, I used to be a ballet dancer, but I don't want to be dancing on TikTok at this age. But I want to put something on TikTok that is of value. And I invented this thing that I've been doing on Instagram called run evangelism, swim evangelism, moto evangelism, bike evangelism. So I'm putting that on TikTok as well as content.
Pero ang hirap nun, Kim, ha? I see that in the morning, you're jogging and then you're doing a Bible verse. Parang and you're explaining. Grabe.
Nice.
Yeah. So parang nun, you're panting like that and you're breathing heavily and then dun pa rin tuloy na to. Parang speaking in tongues, no?
It depends on how intense you run. I run kasi naman on zone 2 lang eh. When you're on zone 2, that means that you can still converse. You can still converse comfortably. When I push it a bit and I'm on zone 3, then that's when I begin to pant. When I'm on zone 4, I cannot talk anymore. So when I do my run evangelism, it's the part of my run when I'm on zone 2, when I can still talk. Sa mga runner, we call it the kwento pace. Pag nakakapagkwento ka pa. Yeah.
Ang galing lang. So, ako, kasi parang it all starts and ends with the prayer, with faith. Kaya hindi nawawalan ng purpose. Hindi ka na sa sidetrack, hindi ka nawawalan ng gana or mawalan ka man ng gana, hindi ka nawawalan ng dahilan. So it's going back to your why. So parang in the end, the transfer, the goodbyes, the hellos now, and even the vlogging and even possibilities in the future, anong sinasabi sa niyo ng Diyos ngayon? Na tipong, where is this headed to?
We go back to His Word. And what does He say about what I do? Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all else will be added unto you.
That's true.
Delight yourself in the Word, and He shall give you the desires of your heart. If you seek God with all your heart, then even the desires of your heart will change to the desires that Christ wants. Now, I'm on GMA 7. This is my desire now. It was given to me. Did God give it to me because I actively pursued it? I just wanted to do my purpose, which is to broadcast. I just wanted to fulfill my purpose, which is to be seen by the most number of people and inspiring the most number of people. And then God gave me GMA 7. And I'm so thankful. Seek first the kingdom and His righteousness, and all else will be added. And this was added.
And we end with these three things, no? Your wishes still for yourself. Ano pa yung the things you want to achieve after this? So God gave you a new home, a new network. Other things that you want to achieve for yourself. I know parang it's beyond you already, but then ano pa yung kung may prayer ka pa sa Diyos, ano pa yun? Hilingin mo.
I pray that I'm able to glorify Him even further every single day that I'm in my new home, GMA 7. That's my only prayer. I pray gratitude and I pray thank you for Him giving me these breaks at this point. I still shiver and I still shudder knowing the magnitude of what God gave me and how difficult it is to be given this. I pray for my family, I pray for Feli and my kids, and I lean totally on Him for their well-being and for their safety. And just a prayer of thank you. I just want to thank Him.
Di ba
Sobra.
klase rin yung surrender mo sa Diyos? Yung tipong, you don't have your kids now, not all of them, pero yun parang yung pananalig mo that they'll be okay. Everything will be okay.
God loves them more than I love them. I know God loves them more than I love them. Who am I to worry? No?
That's true. Second, in our industry naman, in media now, what's your prayer, Kim?
I pray for my own network as well, that they may have stability, that all those remaining, all my friends that I love dearly, be given comfort and stability to be able to withstand whatever challenges that are happening now. And may miraculously God give my old network what it needs to be able to thrive and be alive and be on air again. That's my prayer for ABS-CBN. Now, my prayer for GMA7 is for it to continue to be as successful as it is. Oh my gosh, it is so successful. And the owners of GMA7 are very God-fearing as well.
Yeah.
You know that Tito Nards Jimenez is my seatmate in church.
Small world.
So yeah, he's my seatmate. And then si Attorney Goson, the way he welcomed me, it felt like a father welcoming a son. No? And then si Annette, oh my gosh, Annette. Annette's welcome was so it
And
was like
you've
a
gone
verse
through
from the
the same
Bible.
things, no? Parang the stroke and what.
That is one of my signs, Noel.
Yeah, nga
That's
eh.
one of the signs that I prayed for. When Annette's stroke happened, GMA7 was not an option lang eh. Option pa. But akalain mo, the stroke that she had is the same stroke as me. And the cause of the stroke was the same hole that I had, the same rare hole that I had. And the doctor that took care of her is the same doctor that took care of me. And God is saying, Kim, I'm giving you all these signs. Come on, boy, take it. Take it.
And now, how about your prayer for the country, Kim?
My prayer for the country this coming elections is may God give people wisdom to be able to choose not who's good for them, but who will be good for the country. I pray for the candidates also to be able to be given wisdom and humility to withdraw if they have to withdraw, and unite if they have to unite, and be in it for the right purpose, which is to serve the country, not their ambition and not themselves. But I pray for the electorate also that they be given wisdom to choose who will be good for the nation, not for themselves or for their own interest.
So paano, Kim? Parang what's the scenario now? With your dad there, can you assure the public that you're not touching it in any way?
You know, it's funny nga because he filed the certificate of candidacy the same day that I was going to be launched on GMA7. But I assured naman the bosses in GMA7, you know guys, I assured Nessa and Tita Marisa, I told them, this is deja vu. Because the same thing happened to me when I entered ABS-CBN 17 years ago. That was the time of elections and people thought that I entered television so I can be seen, so I can be elected. And I had to convince my former bosses that, come on, I have no interest in politics anymore. And that election had to pass for all the endorsers to come and trust me and give me all the endorsements, and for the bosses to finally say that Kim is ready for TV. And I assured my bosses in GMA7 that I've been through 4 elections already, and my family has made tampo so many times already because I stayed away from all the campaigns. In the same way, I will stay away from campaigning not only for my father or any family member, but for anyone. Because it's part of the code of ethics of journalism. It's part of the code of ethics of GMA7, which I shall adhere to.
Pero unification is a must, no? At this point, no? Parang kailangan tayong magkaisa.
Kung kailangan umatras para magkaisa at manaig ang dapat manaig.
Yung parang parang Lord's will first, or the bayan muna bago yung sarili, no? So it's really that. So will you be there? Parang mangyayari niyan, you'll be watching from afar and then praying for all of these players, no?
I will be there and I'll be voting, of course. My family will be voting. Ferry will be voting. But to actively campaign, I will not, because I gave my commitment.
Well, sabi mo nga, politics can divide people. But how do you manage that in your family?
Now that we have our own families and we're all adults, no, we have different political camps.
That's true.
We have different political camps, but one thing for sure is we are to vote for our dad.
Yun
Sa presidente, iba-iba eh.
Yun talaga.
Kailangan. Oo. Ngayon, ibang mayor mo, ibang congressman mo, ibang senador mo.
Maintindihan ng mga tao, hindi mo alam yung desisyon niya hanggang nag-file siya, di ba? Hindi mo alam na nasa Comelec na siya.
Hindi ko alam, Noel. You know, he called me midnight. I'll tell you the story. He called me midnight of the day before filing of candidacy. And then, when I saw my phone ringing, it was my dad, kinabahan ako. Dahil he's 80 years old, and the phone ringing at that time of the night, usually there's something wrong.
Yes.
Emergency. So I answered the phone right away. And then it was my dad. Sabi niya, Kim, pray for me. Why, Dad? What's happening? Well, I'm running for vice president. Oh my gosh. Dad, do you know what you're getting into?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I need prayers. So I prayed for Dad on the phone. And then, the
next day, we were shooting the teaser of your teaser, welcome in GMA. Hindi mo alam. Ako pa yung nagsabi sa'yo, uy, your dad's there in Comelec already. Nako.
But you know, it keeps him young kasi, Noel. It keeps him young, it keeps him alive, and whatever is good for him, I support him. I cannot campaign for him outwardly, but I totally support him.
So you're just coming from parang a point of understanding and love. Ganun na lang.
Yeah.
Ganun lang. Okay.
A son's point of view, observing my father doing what's good for him. Yeah, ganun na lang.
Since we're in the last minutes, nandito na yung isang kasama natin, si Pokwang. Ayan na. Pokwang, ito na si Kuya Kim.
Narinig ba tayo ni Poki? Alam mo si Poki, ito, I will say this proudly, ha. When I used to guest in Wawawi more than 10 years ago, si Poki ang co-host doon. Sinasabi ko palagi kay Poki, alam mo, Poki, nagagandahan ako sa'yo, ang ganda-ganda mo. Ang ganda-ganda kaya niya.
Hindi, magandang tao yan. Yun talaga ako.
Hindi maganda. As in, nagagandaan ako sa kanya physically.
I love you, Kuya Kim!
My God.
Di ba ilang beses ko sinabi sa'yo na maganda ka, Poki?
Yun na nga.
Naalala mo?
Thank you.
So, to sum it all up, bago magpokwang tayo, Kim, again, your learnings about beautiful goodbyes and beautiful welcomes, beautiful beginnings, ano yung pwede mong masabi sa mga tao? Para pag magiging playbook na yan sa mga gustong mag-goodbye at gustong mag-hello.
Bawal ang ghosting.
Gusto
mo mag-goodbye, harapin mo, at sabihin mo ang katotohanan. Stick
bawal
to the
text. Wag text.
And the truth shall set you free. Sabihin mo kung ano talaga ang nangyayari at kung iasa mo na sa Diyos. Pag sinabi mo ang katotohanan, then it will take care of itself. Don't play games. Bawal ang text, dapat face-to-face. And that's why my goodbye was beautiful. Because I told them the truth. And they understood. And then as for welcome, what a welcome. Naku naman, talagang salamat dun sa napakagandang welcome. I will never ever forget the welcome. Kung gusto ng Diyos,
madulas. Sabi mo, no? Kung will ng
Diyos. Kung gusto ng Diyos, madulas. Pag hindi gusto ng Diyos, para kang pumapanik ng bundok na mayroong isang sako ng bato sa likod mo. Ganun kahirap. O para kang bumubunot ng bayawak sa lungga. Yun, ganun kahirap pag hindi will ng Diyos. Pero pag will ng Diyos, madulas lahat. Pareho nung pinagdaanan namin, ni paring for the past few weeks.
Ang galing. At parang dinaanan din ni Pokwang. Si Pokwang naman kasi nag-side tour muna bago dumating sa Kapuso. Yun. So, magpag-usapan natin yan. But Kim, thank you very much and we'll see each other more in the next few days. But dapat alam mo, we'll be on the 18th already and then you'll be on 24 Oras and Mars. Can you invite your audience now?
Yep. Sa lahat ng mga sumusunod sa akin, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for supporting me. Regardless of network, kung kayo ba'y kapamilya o kapuso, but if you love Kuya Kim and you've been supporting my journey for the past 17 years, eto na naman ako at meron akong, I'll be seen on TV again. Mapapanood na naman ako.
Sabi nga nung motorcycle driver, di ba? Kuya Kim, buti bumalik ka na raw sa TV. Sabi ko, nawala ka ba?
Nakakatawa, Noel, kwento nga natin to. 1 minute lang. I went running yesterday. Tumatakbo ako sa gilid sa service road ng Ross Boulevard. Sabi ng mga pedicab driver dun sa terminal nila, Kuya Kim, bumalik ka na sa TV! Ang galing, nakita ka namin sa TV! Sa isip ko, kailan ba ako nawala? Sa isip ko, hindi naman ako nawala eh. Pero sa utak ng ordinaryong tao, nawala ako. Hindi nila ako mapanood. Wala silang wifi. Wala silang
data. Yes.
Wala silang data. At ngayon, mapapanood na naman ako ng napakaraming tao. At, so, sa lahat ng mga sumusunod sa akin, nasa GMA 7 na po ako ngayon. Meron po akong 3 show na binigay sa akin. Meron pong Dapat Alam Mo. Ang Dapat Alam Mo ay nasa GTV. Yan po ay araw-araw from 5:30 to 6:30. Kasama ko po dyan ng 2 veteranong reporters at journalist na si Emil Sumangil at si Patricia Tumulak at ako. At araw-araw, nandun ako sa Mars Pamor. Ang Mars Pamor po ay alas 8:30 ng umaga hanggang alas 9:30 ng umaga. Kasama ko ang aking inaanak na si Iya Villania at ang napakaganda si Camille Prats. At meron din akong segment sa 24. Abangan po ninyo.
Maganda. Maraming salamat, Kim. Ikaw yung pagpapatunay at si Pokwang mamaya na hindi lahat ng tumatawid na mamatay. Kayo nabubuhay at magbubuhay pa ng diwa ng maraming tao. Maraming salamat, Kim. I'll see you next week again. Thank you very much.
Okay, Noel.
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat. Thank you.
Up next, we're having our friend Marietta Subong, aka Pokwang. Nako, ang dami rin itong pinagdaanan and in the end. Ang masasabi ko, isa siya sa mga taong nanatili doon sa pag-reinvent ng kanyang sarili hanggang nakilala bilang isang sensitibong actress. Ako yun talaga. In the end, if there's anything about Pokwang, to learn about Pokwang, pinagbuti niya yung buhay niya at yun, nirespeto, ginalang siya at minahal siya dahil nagpakahusay at nagpakabait. Yun. We're having Pokwang on Level Up in a while. Thank you.
Ngayon mo na kailangan ng totoong pagbabago.
I love you. Thank you, Pok.
Wag mo na kayang palampasin, wag na wag mo na kayang palampasin, wag na wag mo na kayang patagalin, tenanaw mo na gawin mo na. Level up, lumilipad, level up, hanggang ulap, level up, tumiting ka, level up.
Hey, Katipuneros, don't change that dial because we'll be coming right back. Good morning, Ateneo. Start your day right with your morning wake-up call. Good morning, Ateneo. Catch the latest news and stories around the campus. Good morning, Ateneo. Your daily dose of radio chikahan, tawanan, kantahan, and kwentuhan. Every morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Tuesdays to Fridays. Good morning, Ateneo. Your mornings will never be the same again.
Baka naman pwede.
Baka naman pwede.
Baka naman pwede. Mga isyung napapanahon ating pag-usapan. Baka naman pwede. Gamit ang mga pananaw mula sa iba't ibang kalinangan.
Baka naman pwede.
Mula sa Institute of Philippine Culture, kami inyong samahan, tayo'y maghuntahan. Dito lang sa
Baka naman pwede.
Tuwing Huwebes, alas 3 ng hapon, dito lang sa radyo-katipunan 87.9 FM. Feeling blue? Ever thought of looking into the bright side of things? Let us help you out. Join our light, engaging, and inspiring conversations with our Chaplains on Air. Hosted by Father Junji Bargayo and Father Henry Ponce of the Society of Jesus. Chaplains on Air. The chaplains are now in. Here on Chaplains on Air. Thursdays at 6 p.m. only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on Mind Ed.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan.
Let us know lang, Justin. Okay. After Kuya Kim, we have here, ay my good friend. Basta sabi ko gano'n, mahal, nire-respeto, at pinagkakatiwalaan kong tong taong to, nasa, pati dun sa yung tema natin, no, hindi lahat ng tumatawid na mamatay. Ito yung gusto ko talagang mabuhay. Ang daming nag-react ng pag-alis niya. Pero katulad ni Kuya Kim, no, yung gusto kong nating balikan at matutunan, no, ano yung magandang pagpamaalam at yung pagbubukas ng bagong chapter sa buhay niya. Kasi ito, pandemic transfer din. At dahil sa nangyari sa kanya, parang marami tayong matututunan at makaka-relate tayo. Poki, I miss you. Marietta Subong, the actress. Best actress. Pero kilala natin siya bilang Pokwang. Poki yung tawag namin. Poki, kumusta ka?
Mabuti. Everybody, hello kay Noel, kumusta ka?
Nami-miss kita kasi, yun na nga, you're such a dear presence kasi nakita ko siya nung sumasali pa siya ng content sa ABS and we're really so supportive of her nung Clown in a Million. Di ba?
Yes.
Doon talaga. And then from then on, we saw someone who really wanted to better her life. Yun lang naman yung niya, yun lang naman talaga yung intention niya. And then the transfer happened and it was all part of that theme, no? To better your life. Kasi Poki, parang explain natin sa mga tao, yung pag-iisip mo dun sa kapakanan mo naman was really innate kasi you cannot share what you don't have. Dapat puno ka bago ka magbigay sa ibang mga tao. And you made people aware of that. How did the transfer happen, Poki?
Okay. Ang tawag dito, siyempre, nagpapaalam na ako ng matagal na.
Yes.
Matagal na, no? Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic.
So, siyempre, dahil mahal naman tayo ng ABS, hindi tayo pinayagang umalis.
Correct.
And so happen na nangyari nga itong pandemic at yung nagka-problema tayo sa prangkisa.
Yes.
Yan.
But not to me na hindi mo sila sinuportahan. Pogi, pareho tayo ng mga pinupost at sinisigaw, no?
Suportado natin yan. Kasi marami tayo din mga kaibigan dyan na talagang maliliit na kailangan yung trabaho.
Totoo.
Diba? So, kaya natin sinuportahan. And then, nung dumating na nga itong problema sa prangkisa, na wala na tayo ng prangkisa, wala na. Finally, kinausap kami ng aming handler, at galing sa management na nire-release na kami because walang trabaho ang maibigay.
Correct.
Yes, as a mother, as a breadwinner, as a provider, at during that time, buhay pa si nanay, so kailangan ng maraming mga kailangan gawin. May mga suportado mo yung nanay mo, di ba? Siyempre, gusto mo madugtungan pa yung buhay ng nanay mo, mahal na mahal mo eh.
Yes.
So para madugtungan mo yan, kailangan mo ng meron kang pangtustos, hanap buhay.
Correct. And not to say hindi ka maluhong tao ha. Hindi ko ganun si Pokwang, no?
Diyos ko po, Lord.
Oo. Pero, Diyos ko yun na nga. Nung nakita namin yung bahay niya sa Antipodo, nagpapaampun ho kaming lahat na Mami Carol. Kasi parang ako, yun, maayos siya, masinop siya sa pera niya. Well, grabe yung magtrabaho. Lahat, walang trabahong pinapalampas. Kung TFC man yan, racket man yan, pupunta yan. No? Hindi na magtatanong kung magkano. Pero in the end, lahat ng mga naipon niya, hindi sa'yo. Aminin natin, nasa pamilya mo lahat.
Yes.
So,
nangangarap tayo para sa pamilya natin eh, di ba? Kung meron tayong pangarap para sa pamilya natin, kailangan nating gumalaw-galaw. Di ba?
Totoo yun.
Hindi dapat nawawala yung pagdasal. Sabi nga, nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa.
Poki, sino unang kinausap mo nung yung pag-transfer? Yung pag-alis or paghanap ng alternative work?
Okay, yung aking handler muna, si Ate Monch.
Yes.
At lagi naman siyang ready to listen, to give advice, no?
Yes.
Yan, si Ate Monch. In all fairness naman sa kanya. And then, after that, tumawag sa akin si Miss Camille ng APT.
Okay.
Yes, ayun na.
Yes.
Alam mo naman ako adopted daughter ng APT.
Oo, kasi nakasama mo sa isang pelikula si Vic Soto, di ba? Yun ba yun?
Actually, Kuya, dalawang movie na.
Yes.
Dalawang movie na kami nagsama ni Bossing, yung Pak Dr. Quack.
Yes.
With Zijan and Bea. Wally Jose. And then itong hules nga namin Maine Mendoza, yung The Unstoppable.
Yes. And for someone na, well, it's a testament na maayos yung pakikitungo, maganda yung trabaho.
Yes.
Kaya, gano'n naman sa industriya natin, no? Kung maayos yung trabaho mo, alam nila kung ano mabibigay mo. And also, maayos kang kausap. Yun, parang yun, hindi magiging. So, nung tumawag sa'yo si Camille, ang APT at ang mahal natin si Mr. Tuviera, alam mong there's something waiting.
Yes, oo. Pero syempre, gusto ko munang maging maayos yung pag-alis ko sa ABS.
Ang ganda.
Yes.
So,
dahil alam ko naman.
How did you do it?
Yes, na alam ko, pag-alis ko ng dati kong tahanan, may nag-aabang sa akin.
Yes.
Na may open arms na nag-aabang sa akin.
Galing, ang galing.
Yes, and alam ko naman din na ang mga tubyera ay malapit din naman sa puso ng mga taga-ABS.
Kapatid, doon naman ang Itbulaga for the longest time sa ABS.
Yes.
And then they had, yun mga pelikulang pinaglabasan mo, those are co-prods, no, with APT. So,
correct.
Ano yung naging paalamanan? Kasi si Kim, sinabi niya kanina, si King Reyes sa news, kay Tita Cory at kay Carlo Katigba. At lahat yon minute niya. Hindi telepono, kailangan gawin daw yon. Ay, ikaw, paano nangyari?
Ako naman, ay since pandemic na nga, hindi na naglalabasan ng mga boss namin.
Yes.
Mga nasa bahay-bahay na lang. Kainitan ng pandemic last year. So through text, nag-text ako, ang hirap. Alam mo, habang nagko-compose ako ng words, tulo yung luha ko.
Kasi iba, kapatid, di ba? Kasi walang tono.
Okay.
Walang tono pag text. Di ba?
Diba? Paano mo sasabihin to? Hindi ko nakikita yung emosyon nila, yung ano nila habang binabasa nila.
Yes.
Basta ako, habang kinocompose ko yung mga letra, yung mga words, tulo yung luha ko. Talagang sabi ko, Diyos ko, Lord, bahala ka na po. Bahala ka na po. And then, maganda naman yung naging reply. Maganda yung naging reply nila sa akin, nila Tita Cory, nila Sir Deo, nila Direk Loren. Alam mo yun yung talagang, Diyos ko, sabi ko sana, habang tumatawid sa wire tong message ko, akayin mo God, patungo sa kanilang mga puso.
Yun, no? Walang instance na hindi ka humingi ng dasal.
Talaga.
Kasi kailangan yun eh. Yeah.
And in all fairness naman, Kuya Noel, talagang nung nabasa nila yung text, nag-reply sila sa akin para kung yung nahimasmasan ako kasi wala akong sinunog na tulay.
Buti. And that time, parang tapos na yung talk on the franchise, no?
Correct. Ayun, tapos hanggang sa sabi ko, kailangan ko ng anak buhay. Ganyan, Lord, bahala ka na po sa akin, ganyan, chuchu, dasal ako hanggang sa, yun nga, tumawag na sa akin si Miss Camille.
Very
may
good.
Hanap buhay. Yun know, iba talaga yung pag nagdadasal ka. Siguro,
yun yung realization ni Kim kanina, madulas. Pag gusto ng Diyos, mangyayari nang walang bigat. And you had back-to-back shows, Poki.
Correct. Hanggang sa nagkaroon ako ng mga show sa TV5.
Yes.
Under, ito na nga, di ba? Tapos ang pangalan ng production is Archangel.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
Parang, it's a sign. Sabi ko, nagdadasal kasi ako sa aking guardian angel. Alam mo na, sana bigyan ako ng trabaho sa kalagitnaan ng pandemic na to. Alam ko, hindi lang ako ang dumadanas to. Marami. Pero bahala ka na po, ganyan. Yun nga, tumawag sa akin si Miss Camille ng Archangel. Ayan na APT, Chuchu, at TV5, Signal, Tube, Back, Boom. With me and Jose. Tapos,
hindi ka natakot Hindi ka natakot sa health protocols? Kasagsagan yun, kapatid ng...
grabe.
Ayun eh.
Sobrang
takot kasama mo pa mami mo nun. At a certain point, di ba, yung magtatrabaho ka, swab. My
yes.
God. Yes.
Pero kasi, Kuya Noel, since answered prayer yon, ginusto ni God yun.
Aayusin niya, no? Yeah.
Kumbaga, huwag kang matakot.
Correct.
Ako nagbigay niyan, sinagot ko yung dasal mo, akong bahala sa'yo.
Correct.
Pero alagaan mo din yung sarili mo. So, dahil alam kong lalabas ko, Kuya Noel, meron akong senior citizen na kasama, may baby ako dito. Sobrang ingat ko talaga sa sarili ko. Alam mo yun, pag tuwing aalis ako ng bahay, God, ikaw na kong bahala sa akin.
Ang galing.
Gabayan niyo po ako at yung mga makakatrabaho ko ngayong araw. dalhin niyo po kami sa karamdaman, ganyan.
Galing.
And of course, vitamins, protocol. In all fairness naman, talagang doon sa production, maingat talaga sila sa amin.
Very
So,
good.
nasa sayo na yan kung magpabaya ka. Pero ako, sa nakita ko, hindi kami pinabayaan ng production.
Galing. But what was the longest time you were gone? Gaano katagal yung wala ka sa bahay?
Thrice a week akong maalis.
Pero ito ngayon tatanungin ko, kaya mo na bang mag-soap na isang buwan, kapatid? Di ba eventually mangyayari yan?
Yung mga lock-in.
Yes.
Yes, oo.
Kaya
Kasi
naman.
marami naman na tayo, may mga vaccinated na tayo,
Correct,
di ba? And,
Pero tumagal sa'yo, ha? Kuya, monitor. Gusto kong lumapit na sa'yo, Poki, ito na. Diba, parang, kasi naman, tumagal. Di ba? Habang yung iba, di ba? Kasi, wala na kayo sa Metro Manila at hindi kayo kasama dun sa bubble, di ba?
Correct.
Iba. So, anyway, yun, yung parang ako, struggle talaga sa nanay. Kasi ikaw yung tagapag-andar ng bahay, tapos ikaw yung aalis at babalik. So, grabe. Ang ganda ng sinabi mo na kung will ng Diyos yun na ayusin niya. So, anong adjustments yun sa bahay, folks? We wanna understand. Ano yung galing trabaho, hindi ka muna.
Pag-uwi ko galing trabaho, ito po ang sikreto ko. Pag-uwi ko galing trabaho, syempre, pagsakay ng kotse, nag-i-spray muna ako. Bago sumakay ng kotse, nag-i-spray na ako. Yung sapatos ko, bago ko iapak sa loob ng kotse, spray muna. And then, pagpasok, diretso ako sa likod ng bahay, diretso sa CR, sa likod ang daan, ligo ng super init.
Yeah.
And then magsusuob ako.
May ganun.
Yes. Suob ako. Magsusuob ako niyan, 5 to 10 minutes. Pagkatapos nun, tsaka ako baka ko niyo ako pagtawanan, ha? Ayan na. Kasi sariling style ko naman to, paniniwala ko.
Yes, of course.
1 shot of gin with calamansi.
Panalo, okay.
1 shot lang, isang shot lang yon. I-gurgle ko lang dito sa lalamunan ko yan. Just in case na mayroon ng umano dyan, pinatay ko na agad. Yun lang naman po ang paniniwala ko. May kanya-kanya tayong way para ingatan ang sarili natin.
Nabawasan ba ng labing-labing yun ni
Papang?
Ni Papang.
Hindi
Dahil sa pandemic, hindi. So,
hindi naman.
Walang ganon. Okay, kasi...
Hindi walang ganon. Kami ay mas naging busy lang siguro kami lalo sa negosyo.
Yes, yun yung maganda.
Mas, especially si Papang, siya talaga, numero 1. Minsan nga, kung di ko pa sigawan, hindi kakain. Alam mo yun?
Because of the business sense, no? Oo,
sobrang tutok talaga siya. Sobrang tutok siya. Marami siyang mga ina-attend na ng mga
Kapatid,
seminars.
Siya yung DTI. Yung siya yung packaging and then all the things, no? Yung marketing.
Ako alam, hindi ako mataking tao eh. So siya lahat yung mga produkto namin nilagay na niya sa Lazada, sa Shopee, saan. Ang galing niya. Sobrang ang galing niya talaga. So yung mga tao, mas malawak yung nare-reach ng produkto namin dahil doon sa ano niya.
Ay, ang ganda. Kasi now, parang yung expertise mo, ikaw yung pag-create, tapos siya yung pag-market. So naka-definitive. May mga tao kayong hinire doon sa business niyo, Poki?
Meron kaming mga taga-sagot ng mga inquiries, meron kaming mga admin.
Pero ikaw pa din ba yung nagluluto?
Ako yung nagluluto pa rin.
Ikaw pa din talaga. My God! Kakaiba yung kanyang...
Kasi yung timpla ko yan rin eh. Ayoko mabago yung timpla.
Correct.
Baka manibago yung aming mga suki. Diba? So ako pa rin, although pag busy talaga ako, wala talaga ako sa bahay, meron akong isang pinagkakatiwalaan. Si Ate Gina. So, tiwala kami sa kanya, alam na niya yung mga proseso din, alam niya yung mga dapat gawin, alam na niya yung mga ganito,
pero mga
ganyan.
kaibigan, ang pinakamasarap na roast chicken ay kay Pokwang. Masasabi namin yun kasi lahat ng singit-singit nung white meat may lasa. Yun naman siguro yun, I guess it's made out of love. Yun yung made of love. Talagang yun, ibang klase yung pagkakamarinade. But Pokwang, yung pagkabisihan mo ng mga bagay-bagay, parang, how do you put your passion into that cooking? Paano yan? Parang, compartmentalized talaga. Kunyari, parang pumapasok ko rin ba sa office? Sa isang buong araw na, ito yung time ko dito sa kusina. Parang ang galing mo lang mag-budget ng oras.
Yes, Kuya Noel. Meron akong, at least sa isang buwan, meron akong dalawang araw na kailangan meron akong ng pagtitimpla. Yan, yung buong araw na yan.
Ang galing.
Yan. Tapos, ako, yung pag ako may bago na naman akong paninda, ibig sabihin, nilalayo ko yung sarili ko sa depression. Because of this pandemic. Nung pandemic na to, marami tayong mga kababayan na kagaya ko din na dumaan sa depression, sa anxiety, di ba? Dumaan tayo dyan, hindi maiiwasan. Pero, ang ginawa ko, sabi ko, okay, kaysa nagagaganito ako sa sarili ko, baka magkasakit pa ako, mag-iisip ako ng mga pwede ko pang itinda. Kasi ang mga tao ngayon nasa bahay, hindi lumalabas. Wait, okay, deliver tayo, nandiyan ang chicken, o mag-roasted chicken. So, kaya na po lahat ng paninda namin is ready to eat.
Totoo. Tama yun. Saka hindi, I have to praise you because meron siyang mga alaga ng mga riders. Yun ang maganda. Loyal yung riders kay Poki kasi yun mismong siya yung nagpapakain, nagbibigay ng yun sa welfare nila na may dagdag silang ayuda. Parang paano sila naging loyal sa'yo?
Nag-iiwan ako ng tubig at saka pagkain sa labas.
Okay.
lahat ng mga pipick up, meron ng tubig doon, may pagkain ko na lang kayo dyan, may pa-sandwich ako dyan, may patubig ako dyan. Kasi, naririnig ko minsan, ang aga ko pre, yung na nga ako hindi pa ako gaano silang ganon. Okay. So, ng idea ko na, kawawa naman sila. Ganun pala. Diba? Yung iba, wala pang tulog halos. So, gutom na, wala. So, ginawa ko, sabi ko sa kasambahay ko, bibili tayo ng tubig, lagyan nyo na ng yelo, bago dumating sila. Kasi alas 9, nagdadatingan na yan dyan. Already na yun. So, umuorder na ko kay Miss Ay ng mga tingnan.
Ang galing.
Yung mga sandwich, yung mga tulungan tayo. Tayo ngayong pandemic, yung mga kapwa natin din artista na may mga negosyo. So, mu-order ako ng mga suman online. Kasi may nakita ako mga nagtitinda ng suman sa online na maliliit na negosyante. Akin
support, di ba?
Support. Akin na yung suman mo. Bibiling ko yan. Ganito, ganyan. Chuchu.
Grabe yung ginawa mo kay John Lapus. Kinikwento niya yun. Yung pinagluto mo siya para makatulong din sa mga taong yun. Tapos pinamigay mo lang. Ang galing-galing.
Yung mag-uulam.
Oo, ang galing-galing ni Pokwang. Kaya siya blessed kasi sinishare din niya yung mga blessings niya. So, Poki, ako talaga, which brings me to that question, ano yung saysay ng pagiging artista ngayong pandemya? Di ba parang, in a sense, parang, tumigil yung buhay natin, pantay-pantay tayong lahat. But kayo, iba, talagang naghanap kayo ng paraan para mabuhay at yung pagtulong nyo hindi huminto.
Kasi, pag tinignan mo yung sarili mo, mas, kumbaga, blessed pa rin tayo, Kuya Noel.
Oo yan. Totoo naman.
Diba? Kumpara doon sa ating mga kababayan na talaga namang, alam mo yung, hindi na alam kung anong gagawin, natutulala na, yung iba nga, di ba, may mga nagpakamatay pa sa sobrang depressed na talaga nila. So, tayo, gamitin natin yung, yung influensya natin, yung platform natin para makatulong tayo. Di ba? And, kahit pa paano naman, meron pa tayong nasubi-subi, no? Ika nga, meron pa tayong nasubi-subi kahit konti. Di ba? Yung, kumbaga, kunting share, di ba?
Galing.
Alam mo yun,
ano pa yung
nakakawala din ng lungkot. Nakakawala ng lungkot. Pag nakikita mo silang napapangiti mo, kahit na sa maliit na bagay lang.
That's true. It's a shared experience. Pero Poki, nakita ko rin yung coping mo during the pandemic. Nag-TikTok ka din As in, nahumaling ka din sa TikTok. Ano pa yung bagong skill? Nag-TikTok ka to keep you alive and sane.
Correct. Ang TikTok kasi during the pandemic, ginawa din natin yung libangan dahil nga mga nakakulong tayo sa bahay.
Late na pero si John Arcilla, di ba ngayon niya?
Correct. And nakakatulong din naman siya sa mga bago kong shows ngayon, no?
Correct.
To promote the shows. Kasi marami din naman na followers sa TikTok. Nakakatuwa din naman.
Naging techie ka, Poki?
Kailangan kailangan mo hindi sumabay Diba? Alam mo naman ang mundo natin ngayon ang bilis So kailangan natin kahit papaano makisabay ng konti, mag-aral. Minsan halika nga, tatawagin ka na, ano ba pinutun dito? Tulad ganyan, nataranta ako, Kuya Noel. Sabi ko, nataranta ako, bakit ganito, Kuya? Ito lumalabas. Hindi ko nakamateking tao, madali ako mataranta.
But at least you were open to learning, no? Yung iba kasi ayaw na talaga, parang pinapaubayan din. Pero pag nakita mo yung mga matatandang nagti-TikTok, parang, uy.
Oo, Diyos ko.
kaya
Kung
ni-
nakaya nga ng mga 70, ng mga ano, bakit ko kayanin? Eh,
Sino
magsi-50
yung
pa lang
sinabi
ako.
mong ganon? Sinong nasabihan mo ng ganon ng artista? Kung nakaya ni ganyan, edi kaya ko rin. Nung
Teka,
nakita ko, kanino ka na-challenge?
Tita Gina, Pareño.
Oh,
Oh, nagti-TikTok siya, di ba? Oh, Tita Gina Pareño, oh, nagti-TikTok, oh. Nakaya nga ni Tita Gina. Diyos ko, nakakaya naman, di ba?
Yun parang that's one thing, no? That people are not averse. Kung ang Ate V.
Correct. Si Ate V, oh, na ano na rin sa TikTok tsaka sa Instagram.
Kending. Yes, kung may kending sa ano. Di ba parang
Correct.
just to reach more people. At hindi niya ginamit yan sa pangangampanya, no? When she decided not to run. Parang
Correct.
naintindihan na, ay, ang galing lang. Just to reach. Also, sabi nga, your sanity and your connection to the people. Ang ganda lang. Other skills, Pookie, hindi ka naging plantita.
Naging plantita ako, pero karamihan ng tinanim ko is mga
Pangluto.
kalamansi, lemon, talong.
Oo.
Puro makakain.
Yes. Totoo, hindi yung ornamentals. Hindi
Oo,
ornamental. Okay lang.
Yes.
Ano pa? Saan ka pa nahumaling?
Netflix?
No, oo.
Alam naman natin yan.
Pero
Aminin.
there'll be a point na sasabihin mo, nako, meron na, kailangan maghanap naman ako ng iba. Ano yung turning point mo? Napanood ko na yan. Yung Crash Landing on You. Okay.
Mahilig kasi ako sa mga documentary. Mahilig ako sa mga documentary.
Very
Hilig ko
good.
yan. Yung mga World War II, World War III, mga World War II na mga mga ganyan.
Marathon ka niya.
Yan. Diyos ko, yung mga, yung mga,
Nag-marathon
basta
ka.
yung mga criminal investigation, channeling Bumblebee, ang gusto ko.
Ang galing. So yan. Other than Netflix, ano pa yung, saan ka pa na-hook or ano pa yung gusto mo sanang skill na natutunan?
Ano pa ba? Naku Lord, Diyos ko po, naging karpintera din yata ako.
Kapatid, tinuruan, ano ka ba? Turo-turo sa anak mo? Na gano'n ka ba? Or parang, yung homeschooling, walang gano'n. Kasi yung
Sa
ibang
bahay?
mga nanay, di ba, naging instant teachers sa mga anak nila during the pandemic or masyado pang bata.
Okay. Ang ginawa namin,
Malia.
yung teacher ni Malia, pinag-stay namin sa bahay ng 2 months. 2 months ba? 3 months.
Mahal ko naman pala ikaw. Ikaw talaga ay isang bahay ampunan.
Si teacher, lock-in. Lock-in ka muna sa amin.
Galing. So, tutok lang siya kay Malia.
Kay Malia siya tutok for 3 months and then balik na uli siya. And then sa February, babalik siya ulit sa amin.
Ang galing. Kasi yung ibang nanay napilitan talaga at nagiging dragon. Kaya nagiging naapektuhan yung relationship, yung dynamics ng nanay at saka anak dahil nagiging teacher sila na hindi naman talaga nila forte, di ba?
Kasi may trabaho na rin naman ako, Kuya Noel.
So, yun.
Hindi ko rin naman matututukan si Malia. So, kaya nag-decide kami ni Papang na ipag-lock-in na lang si teacher.
Ang galing. So, okay, ang gandang naayos, lahat-lahat niyan, yung anong gagawin ni Papang, yung ikaw, yung mga anak mo. Well, isa sa pinaka-concern mo noon was that your eldest daughter, was not with you. Yung during that pandemic, yan paano or di ba parang hindi mo hawak kasi kung ano man yung mangyari sa kanya during the pandemic, parang isa sa mga anxieties mo.
Ano yun March 15 tayo nag-lockdown.
Yes.
So, nag-text siya sa akin was March 13, something like that. Kailangan ko pong umuwi kasi magla-lockdown na rin po dito sa Coron. That time, nandun siya sa Coron, nagtatrabaho siya. Nagtatrabaho siya for 6 months dahil kasi nga dapat siya sa New York.
Yes.
Dahil nag-a-apply din siya ng trabaho sa New York. So, kailangan niya muna ng work experience dito at least 6 months. Kaya pinasok ko siya sa Coron, dun sa kumari ko, sa 2 seasons. For 6 months lang naman. And then, sabi, Ma, kailangan ko umuwi kasi magla-lockdown na rin dito, isasara tong hotel. Sabi ko, ayoko maiwan ng anak ko doon.
Correct.
Iyak na ako, nag-iyak ko yan, Noel. Iyak na ako,
Yes.
Lord, ano ba? So, nagmakaawa na ako na makakuha ng booking, ng flight pabalik dito. Wala talaga. Diyos
Remember
ko,
that.
final. Pikit mata na po ako. Pikit mata na po ako. Chopper.
Oh my God.
Chopper.
Oh my God.
Sabi ko,
Pinasundo.
nagmakaawa na ako. Sabi ko, sino po ang may alam na may marirentahan po ako ng chopper, mapauwi lang yung anak ko. Kasi bilang nanay, lahat naiiyak ako pag naalala
Ang
ko.
galing, ang galing. Ang galing.
Bilang nanay, siyempre lahat gagawin mo.
Totoo yun.
Ayoko siya maiwan doon, Kuya Noel. Ayoko siya mag-isa doon. Kasi, then sabi ko nga, sabi ko, anak, may gusto ba sumabay sa'yo? Sabi niya, ma'am, meron sana akong gustong isabay. Sabi ko, ilan ba kayo? Sabi niya, 3 sana yung gusto kong isabay. O sige, naghahanap ako ng at least yung capacity ng 3 pasahero. Walang available. Walang available, Kuya Noel. Ang available lang is pang 2 tao lang.
Oh
Yung piloto,
okay.
at si May, at yung bagahe niya.
Oh my
So,
God.
sabi ko, anak, sorry. Sabi ko, ang available lang na chopper ay ikaw lang, ang pasahero at bagahe mo. So, syempre, naaawa naman yung ano ko doon sa maiiwan. Sabi ko, sobrang ano ko noon talaga, nung dasal ako ng dasal, Diyos ko, sana makababa ng ligtas, di ba? Hanggang umuwi dito talaga, Diyos ko, ako yung nililiyakap ko talaga sa kanila.
Iba.
Lord,
Gusto mo siyang alagaan, di ba? Pero hanggat kaya nating alagaan yung mga
correct.
tao
At
natin.
gusto ko sama-sama kami sa ganitong sitwasyon. Gusto ko sama-sama kami. Ayoko nang hiwa-hiwalay kami. Kasi syempre, di mo alam anong mangyayari sa kanya doon. Paano kita pupuntahan kung magkasakit ka dyan? Naka-lockdown nga tayo, di ba? Wala nga akong
tanging yaman. Very tanging yaman, Gloria Romero.
Correct.
Yung ibang klase. But it happened. Sorry po, Pookie, but I have to go back to how, looking back at it, paano mo nakayanan yung pagyaon ng mami mo? Ako parang, that was another chapter in your pandemic life. That was a great challenge. And looking back at it, magpapasalamat ka na lang sa Diyos na nalampasan mo, di ba?
Magwa 1 year na sa Agis.
Yes.
Magwa 1 year na siya. October 10. Kasi Kuya Noel, kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, na sabi ko, Lord, sabi ko, binigyan mo kami ng isang nanay na matyaga, isang nanay na mapagmahal, nagsakripisyo para sa amin. Ayoko na po siyang nakikitang nahihirapan.
That's true.
Kasi ang laki na po ng hirap niya sa amin.
Nakita mo, folks, ang hard hit talaga ng pandemic, yung pinakamatatanda, the senior citizens, na hindi makalabas, at saka yung pinakabata.
Hindi nga ako makalapit sa kanya pag galing ako sa trabaho.
Oh my
Never.
God.
Hanggang sa iniwan niya kami, hindi ako lumalapit sa kanya.
Oh my God. So, sa isip mo, parang it was letting go. Another kind of letting go, no? Pero nagka-closure naman, folks.
Yeah.
Buti.
Oo. Tapos kasi hindi na lang siya gumising eh. Hindi na nagising eh. No? Very peaceful naman yung pagyao ni Mama. Hindi siya pinanghirapan. Basta ginising na lang kami nung nag-aalaga sa kanya. Wala na si nanay. Madaling araw yon. That was 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Pero 2 a.m. hindi ako mapakali. Nagising ako ng 2 a.m. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ikot lang ako ng ikot doon sa kama ko. Tapos nung nakakaidlip-idlip na ako, ginising ako ni Papa. Sabi ni Papa, babe, si nanay. Ha? Nakita ko, umiiyak na yung nag-aalaga kay Mama. Sabi niya, wala na si nanay. So, nung umakit ako sa kwarto niya, that's the time na nayakap ko na siya.
Galing.
Kasi hindi ako lumalapit talaga sa kanya because ayoko siyang, kasi hindi mo alam, baka may dala akong
That's true. Pero, nagawa mo, nasabi mo lahat sa kanya.
Yes.
Ang hirap lang yung closure kasi pag ngayon, di ba, pag namatayan ka, parang hindi complete kasi parang yung pagdamay namin sa iyo online, pero iba pa rin, di ba, yung mayayakap mo yung tao, mapakita mo yung pagdamay mo, lahat ng pagkiram, ilamay, iburol, ganun yung mangyayari. So, I bet when things normalize, and I hope it happens soon, magkakaroon ka rin ng ganun, no, na ritual para kay nanay.
Yes.
You never had those people, yung nagbibigay ng memorial, ng tribute para sa kanya, yung mga kabatch niya kung meron pa, o yung mga kaibigan niya.
Yes. Nung nakaburol si nanay, bumuhos ang pagmamahal mula sa ating mga kaibigan, sa inyo, Kuya Noel, sobrang hindi ako pinabayaan, hindi ako kinalimutan kahit nasa kabilang network na ako.
That's
Alam mo
true.
yun?
That's
Nagsama-sama yung tatlong network.
Yun na nga. Yung
alam
hindi
mo,
lahat ng tumatawid na mamatay. Parang yun nga, parang dun mo makikita at the lowest, not, di ba? Pag sikat na
Correct.
folks, alam natin yan, marami kang kakilala, marami nagmamasay. Pero when you're down and when you make
Correct.
unpopular decisions, dun mo mararamdaman yung pakikiisa ng mga tao sa
correct. Kuya Noel. Kahit nung birthday ko, last August 27, ayan yung tatlong network, nandyan.
Totoo yun eh. Totoo
Alam mo
yun.
yun? Nakikita ko
ganda
yung mga
Ang
ano
ganda
nila
lang.
sa akin na hindi nila ako kinakalimutan. Sobrang saya-saya ko, di ba? Kapuso,
Ang ganda.
kapamilya, di ba? Kapatid,
Kapatid,
nandyan. Di ba?
It's a testament of your goodness. It's really a testament of your goodness, Pokwang. But you know what? Nagka-pandemic lang, pero you're on the road to your being an acclaimed actress. Alam mo, cheering squad mo kami. Kasi ang ganda lang, ang lakas ng loob mo to take on roles na gusto mo ma-challenge ka. Parang nauna ka dun sa mga ibang kaedad mo na alam niyo, yung tried and tested, sige yung formula na pelikula. Pero at your age, you really ventured on working with young directors, indie directors, and yung alam mong kakaibang subject matter. Yung Oda sa Wala was something, alam mo, ibang klase yung decision mo doon. Parang what prompted you to take on those kinds of roles? Saan mo nakuha yung tapang na, di ba yung una, ay, hindi yan mag-hit sa box office. Ganun yung iisipin ng mga tao. But what prompted you to take on that kind, yung seryosong artista pa? Grabe.
Kasi nasa point na ako ngayon, Kuya Noel, na hindi na ako umaano sa talent fee.
At magpapakute. Hindi ka na magpapakute.
Yes. Ang gusto ko, out of the box,
That's true.
lumawak yung pagiging artista ko. Kasi, kaya ka nga artista eh. Di ba? Artist.
That's
Diba?
true.
Oo.
At kapatid, mahal ka ng mga taong nakatrabaho mo. Sina Dwayne, sina Bianca.
At mahal ko naman din sila.
They only had good words for you. Yung awal, kasi kaklase ko sila kay Ricky Lee. Yung work ethics mo, pinag-usapan nila, iba parang your willingness to learn. Really at your stature and at your age, parang nagkaroon ng kasabikang matuto. Saan nanggaling yun, Poki?
Kasi, hindi ko talaga pinangarap maging artista ko yun, Hindi ko pinangarap yan. Kasi, pag sinabi mong artista, magaganda, di ba? Tisay, tisoy, mga ganyan.
Uy, pero si OS Sensei namin sa Japan, sa Osaka University, talagang pinag-uusapan ka na hit ka talaga sa Japan. Kasi na yung life story mo talaga, parang bilad sa kanila kasi you worked hard and you represented the Filipinas there in Japan. Until pagdating mo dito, feeling nila at feeling namin din, may paghuhugutan ka talaga. Pero kailan nandun yung sting na hindi lang ako magpapatawa. Gusto ko lang umarte ng maayos. Kakaiba kasi kapatid. Kami ni na Eric Salud, grabe. Si Eric Salud, diba, yung mga naglilipat, nagko-comment siya sa Instagram at naikin siya sa PEP, diba?
Kaya Noel, gusto
pero
ko rin
sa'yo iba.
Pag ang isang proyekto, nakita ko na talaga namang maganda, no? At saka yung magandang proyekto, may lalim. Gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yan.
Buti.
Tama na. Kasi nagawa ko naman lahat na yung mga baliw-baliwan, mga kingkoy-kingkoyan, nagawa ko na lahat yan. And this time, gusto ko ipakita sa industriya, sa ating mga kababayan na yung Pokwang po ay marami pa pong pwedeng ihain sa inyo. Diba? Marami pa po akong gustong gawin, marami pa po akong gustong i-share para po ang ating namang industriya ay, alam mo yon yung lumawa.
Tapos yun na nga, and it was so deliberate. Ang ganda lang na ang ginamit mong name, hindi Pokwang, kung di Marietta Subong, yung totoong pangalan mo na nung nagseryoso ka, i-maintain mo yon. I-maintain mo yon kasi kunyari, pag yung totoong kakaibang pelikula, yung mag-experiment ka, gamitin mo Marietta Subong. Di ba? Ang ganda kasi parang kakaibang respectability ba? Yung nakuha mo. Sayang nagka-pandemic lang at nasarado yung mga sinihan. Pero kung bukas ang sinihan, may Cinemalaya, may Q Cinema at iba pang mga festivals, sa tingin mo nakikita mo yung sarili mo producing a film?
Ay, dream ko yan.
Talaga.
Dream ko yan,
Good,
Kuya Noel.
good.
Sobrang
Good
dream
yun.
ko yan. Sabi ko nga, tsaka sabi ko, paano ba mag-aral? Parang gusto ko maging director.
Ang
Gusto
galing.
maging producer. Ano ba yon?
Ang
Saan ako
galing.
mag-enroll?
Ang galing nun kasi parang you never really stop learning. Yun parang dapat ang bawat artist, at tinanong kita kanina, ano yung relevance ng artist ngayon, dapat may say kayo sa ginagawa nyo. Whether artistic o whether for advocacy, ang galing mo kasi ikaw, you live it out. Yun nga parang, ako, pagkatapos siguro ng pandemya, seryosohin mo yun, Pokwang.
Yes.
Kasi mahal ka ni na Dwayne, mahal ka ni na Bianca, if they can have right projects for you.
Nakakamiss na magawa ng pelikula with them. Sobra.
Legacy work yon talaga. Kasi, oo, nagpapatawa ka, pero ibang klase yung sa Oda sa Wala. Kasi comedy rin yun, pero absurd. Absurd talaga kasi. My God, kinakausap
Yun yung
niya.
yun yung comedy na hindi nagpapatawa, pero nakakatawa.
Yeah. At pick someone na may lalim to kung mga nanonood yung Oda sa Wala is the defining factor as an actress kay Pokwang. At yung Pokwang, at yung talagang gusto namin, aasa kami Pokwang na yung pagsiseryoso mo ng pagiging artista, mapalawig pa pagkatapos. And now, let's go back to, wishes for yourself. Ano pa yung gusto mong mangyari sa sarili mo? Your new home sa GMA. Ano pinagdadasal mo?
Syempre pinagdadasal. Although nakipag-meeting na ako sa kanila and then maganda yung mga nailatag. Thank you Lord. Maganda yung mga aabangan natin. And answered prayer yung mga gusto ko na alam nila and nilatag nila sa akin.
Talk show. May talk show.
Yes!
Bagay.
I love hosting, I love cooking and everything on it.
And a brand, no? The brand, please.
And alam mo yun,
go.
as nanay na
Oo, totoo yan.
as nanay na magpapasaya sa umaga niyo o ano man yan, di ba? Ganun, masaya lang tayo.
Oo, totoo.
Di ba? Yung nanay na kahit na ano ang pagdaanan, very, very light pa rin sa buhay.
Pero ginawa mo lahat, no? I remember you had an album also. Kumanta-kanta ka rin, no?
Yes, naroon ko ng album.
Oo.
Ang album na may puso, yung
Correct.
2009 ba yun? 10. Basta 9 na.
Pero and also, yung kayo ni Papa Lee, parang iba rin kasi na dun actually more than Oda sa Wala. Yun yung nag-transition sa'yo, di ba? Yung kay John D. na pelikula.
Yan na nga yun.
Oh, yung mukha ng
OFW.
Yes. Ikaw yung parang, gumagawa siya ng way para i-transcend yung sarili niya from the formula. So, ang tapang mo doon talaga. So, it's that, no, na prayer mo na sana bigyan ka pa ng mga roles, bigyan ka pa yung feeling mo, yung the goodwill and yun nga, yung marami kang i-share na mga storya. Ano pa? Ano yung pwede mong magawa?
Gusto ko maging writer.
Talaga?
Gusto ko maging writer ng buhay ng mga tao.
I-enroll ka namin kasi ganito yung mga dating estudyante ni Ricky Lee, nag-vouch kami kung sino yung next workshoppers.
Okay lang ba yan?
Sabi namin ni Dwayne at saka ni Bianca na isama ka sa susunod na batch kahit online lang.
Ayan.
Yun. Maganda yon. Ano pa? Ano pa yung parang ako lumaki yung business, no?
Yes, of course, lumawak yung business namin. And of course, darating yung araw. Kasi dapat talaga, Kuya Noel, bago mag-pandemic, nandun na, nakaplano na ako dun sa restaurant eh.
Talaga
In
saan?
fact, may kinausap na akong lugar.
Saan yung pwesto?
Oo, may pwesto na akong
Saan? Rizal?
Dito sa Antipolo, may overlooking.
Talaga?
Biglang nag-pandemic.
Sa Sunday, pupunta kami sa Halahala. Rizal. May mga
Rizal. Marami na diyang mga kainan din.
Correct. At saka ang ganda pa by the lake. So kayo overlooking the metropolis? Ganun ba yun?
Oo, yun nga. May kinausap na akong isang lugar. Bigla ba namang, dumating to si Kubidubidu.
Yeah, okay.
Siyempre,
restaurant talaga. Restaurant yung dream nyo. Pero
yan talaga. Pero hindi kami nawawala ng pag-asa.
Pero kaya mo ba yun? Restaurant dapat alfresco na 10%, 30%, 50%. Diyos ko, ang daming mga restrictions.
Ganun talaga. Kailangan natin sumunod sa new normal.
Totoo yun. And we have to live with the virus, no? Parang flu.
Correct.
Parang
kailangan mo pa rin siyempre maging masunuring kang mamamayan.
That's true.
Diba? Kailangan maging masunuring mamamayan. Kung natupad yung pangarap mo, Abay, sumunod ka din naman sa rules.
Okay. Sana all sumusunod sa rules. Anyway,
Diba?
mamaya, next. Susunod sa industriya naman natin, ano yung prayer mo, Poki? Like, tayo kasi, yun, you are good example na, yun, you've worked with the 3 networks, pero you only have good words. You're grateful.
Yes,
Ano,
napaka-grateful ko talaga. Sobrang, wala akong marereklamo, Kuya Noel, wala akong dahil ako ay talaga ng mga tinulungan din nila. Natulungan, tinulungan, at natutulungan.
Totoo yun. And parang tama na ng network wars. Sabi nga ni Kuya Kim kanina na parang, uy, pandemya na. Tayo-tayo lang yung magtutulungan.
Correct. Ako, ang natutunan ko naman sa ating mga kababayan, na mga followers na nagtatampo, na lumipat ka, pansamantala lang yung tampo nila.
Totoo yan. Totoo
Pansamantala lang. Hindi ko nga nasabi kay Kuya Kim eh.
Bakit? Go.
Oo, Kuya Kim, kasi ako yung unang ako yung unang tumawid, di ba?
Oo, kayo.
So, Kuya Kim, kung nakikinig ka pa, hayaan mo lang muna, ganyan lang sila. Tampu-tampuhan, sa simula lang yan. And then, pag nakita naman nila na talagang you're doing your job, nang masaya ka, na nakakapagpasaya ka, and you love what you're doing, na hindi lang para sa sarili mo, kundi dun para sa mga followers mo, sa mga naniniwala sa'yo, unti-unting nawawala yung mga tampo.
Galing, ang galing naman. Pero what was the hardest thing na pinukul sa'yo nun? Sabihan ka rin na ingrata, mga ganun.
Ingrata, walang utang na loob. Pero alam mo naman sa sarili mo na hindi ka ganun.
That's true.
Huwag ka magpa-affect.
That's true. That's
diba?
true.
Ano lang, deadma. Kung masipag ka, i-block mo. Sobra na. Block mo na lang.
Tama yun. Huwag mong i-empower silang maka-apekto sa'yo.
Diba?
Totoo naman yun.
Apekto lang sa trabaho mo yan. Pero, tignan mo ngayon, okay na ako na kapag trabaho ako nung wala nang nambabash, wala nang okay lang yan.
Totoo yun. Totoo yun. So ako, yung relevance ng artista ngayon, parang ang daming problema ng lipunan natin. Parang hindi na yung magbangayan ng network wars. Kasi dapat, yun, ang ganda lang na yung iba yung mga kapuso nung nawalan ng franchising ABS, nakiisa. Yun naman talaga parang pati Channel 5 natin, ang ganda lang na pag yung usaping sektor natin, no, magtutulungan. No? Parang yun during the pandemic, inequalize na lahat talaga. At yun, kung wala tayong aasahan sa iba, tayo yung magtutulungan. Ngayon, yung usapin naman ngayon sa nangyayari sa bansa natin. Sabi ko kanina nung umpisa natin, buti hindi ka na humaling magpolitika, Poki.
Naku, Kuya Noel, alam mo may buhay pa lang natin sa showbiz, maingay na.
Totoo rin. Pero ano masasabi mo yung mga nasa showbiz naman na ginagamit yung popularity? Walang masama, no? Para manilbihan sa mga tao, di ba? Pero ngayon kasi, may sinabi parang last day ngayon ng submission ng mga magfa-file. Parang naka-register ka naman, di ba?
Yes.
At talagang parang
yes!
hanapin mo sa leader extension ng mga pinangahawakan mong values. Di ba? Para yun yung palaging turo natin sa ibang tao. Vote for a leader that would represent you.
Vote for a leader na inaalagaan yung dangal ng pamilya niya at ng pangalan niya.
Ang galing yun. Maganda yun. Kasi, alam mo, it starts with the family, no? You manage the family the way you manage the country eventually. Kasi reflection yung pamilya mo ng paraan mo ng pamumuno at pakikitungo sa ibang tao.
Yes.
Alam mo, tama.
Dangal at karangalan.
Yung makikita mo, consistent ba to o tama yun. Na-consistent ba ito sa pagpapalaki niya ng mga anak niya, ng sarili niya, etc. So, Poki, you've been so vocal about things. At sinasabi ng mga tao na, okay, artista ka lang, hindi ka dapat nagsasabi ng mga ganun, yung nararamdaman mo. Well, nakita ko yung tungkol sa bakuna. Kasi oo naman, parang ang natapos yung Metro Manila. Tapos kayo.
Yun na nga, doon ako nasasad, yung artista ka lang. Nakakalimutan kasi minsan na tayo po ay mamamayang Pilipino rin.
That's true also. So, ako yun, parang kailangan pa bang mag-social media para para tugunan yung mga pangangailangan ng mga tao.
Lahat tayo ay may boses, may kanya-kanya tayong pamamaraan ng paglabas ng ating mga saloobin. No? Karapatan natin 'yon bawat isa.
Okay, marami ka ng in-unfriend. Dahil
Wala ko in-unfriend.
good. So okay lang kayo na
because I respect them. Kung ano yung pananaw nila sa buhay, kung ano yung gusto nilang suportahan, I respect them, then respect me. Ganun lang yun.
That's
diba?
true.
Kaya tayo nagkakagulo dahil sa ganyan diba?
Totoo yun. Parang hanap tayo ng spaces na magkakasundo tayo. Kasi yung tulungan.
Wala kayo na-unfriend.
Ay, ang galing. Pero paano yung bashers, Pokey?
Ang bashers, depende pa sa comment. Pag yan nag-below the belt na, ibig sabihin, toxic na yan.
Iba-block mo?
Block.
Block.
Binablock ko na agad yan. Ayokong simula ng umaga ko ng sira.
Oo naman yun.
Block mo na.
Totoo naman yun. Pero sa sitwasyon natin, sa bansa natin, saan papunta ito, Pokey? Kasi sabi nga ni Kuya Kim, in the end, may autocorrect si Lord. Parang nakita niya that we've suffered enough na siguro ayaw naman ng Diyos na magdusa tayo. Or, yun, ako na kasi parang we deserve the government we vote for. So, pag ganun
ako
tayo...
kasi Kuya Noel, nung bata ako, ang dami namin pinagdaan ng hirap, ang dami namin, natutulog kami walang pagkain, bukas pagising mo walang pagkain, pero hindi ako nawala ng pag-asa, nagaganda ang buhay namin balang araw.
That's true.
Parang siya nangyayari din ngayon. No? Ang daming pinagdadaanan ng bansa natin, kaliwat kanan batikos, kaliwat kanan dimandahan, kaliwat kanan, alam mo
kurapot pa, may kurapot.
Pero hindi ako nawawala ng pag-asa na one day, gigising tayong lahat na, alam mo yun na, sabi nga nila, at the end of the tunnel, there's a
rainbow. There's a pot of gold.
may ganon. Ganon ako Hindi ako laging nawawala ng pag-asa. Laging nandun sa akin. Dala-dala ko yun, magmula nung bata ako, hanggang ngayon dala-dala ko yun. Kahit anong pagdaanan natin, matatapos at matatapos dito. Pero, lagi ako may pero din, di ba? Pero, nasa sa akin,
Tama yun
kung paano ko aanihin ang pag-asa na yan.
Correct. Hindi mo iaasa sa Diyos lang kasi ikaw
again, nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa.
That's true. At yun, di ba folks, parang nakakahawa yung takot, pero believe ako sa inyo kasi nakakahawa rin yung tapang ng pinapakita ng mga tao ngayon. Yung magkulay pink lang tayo ay statement enough, di ba?
Gusto ko kasi ngumiti ang mga anak ko, ang kanilang mga kinabukasan ay nakangiti.
Totoo. Parang ako, yun na lang, kung yung mga tao may sariling pamamaraan ng pag-express at kung pati yon kikitilin ng iba, parang wag naman na. Yun, sa feeling ko, nandun tayo sa puntong yon na hinihintay tayo na hindi lang pagpasa Diyos ang lahat, kundi sana may gawin din tayo. And yun, sa buhay natin na lang, yung pag-intindi natin. At saka yun, folks, ang magandang lesson pa ngayon, hindi lang tayo yung mag-uusap. Kausapin din natin yung iba kasi naman yung mga kasambahay ko rin, folks. Guilty rin naman kami. Parang may sarili silang paniniwala pero pinabayaan namin. Yung tipong ganun, hindi namin sila, yung instead of like making them understand, parang parang kailangan mag-usap, hindi tayo.
Yeah. Ako hindi ko sila bini-brainwash, hindi ko sila inaano. Sinasabi ko sa kanila kung ano yung
the big picture. And the big picture. Ipakita kasi yung abot tanaw, lumalawak yan pag pinapakita mo yung mas malaki yung kabuuan.
Yes. So, sa nakita ko naman, parang iisa ang aming daan.
Hindi, yun nga ako, sabi ko yung feed ko kahapon sa Facebook, sabi ko, tama naman na siguro yung mga kaibigan ko. Parang tama yung, di ba, ikaw naman nag-accept ng friends mo sa Facebook, pero yung challenge talaga sa atin, Poki, ngayon, kung mausap ng iba, yung mga hindi natin pareho ng paniniwala, at magkasundo kasi there should be some common ground para sa mas mabuting Pilipinas. Kasi yun lang naman yung gusto natin. Yun.
Kuya Noel, kasi hindi ako nagbo-voice out ng para sa sarili ko lang.
Totoo yun.
Para sa mga anak ko.
Ang ganda nga. Actually, yung kahapon na speech, nung niliken yung...
Kakaiyak!
yung bansa natin sa pagiging battered wife, grabe yung image nun po. Yung tipong, ay, oo, no, nakala mo mahal ka dahil sinasaktan ka or ganun yun. At yun, naranasan mo yan, di ba yung mga pag-ibig na toxic?
Ako, Diyos ko, Lord. Ako, Diyos ko.
Oo. Pero kailangan mong, yun nga, ipaglaban. Pero sana yun, salamat po kasi pinakita mo sa amin na may pag-asa. Number one. Yun again with Kim, parang hindi lahat ng tumatawid na mamatay. Kailangan mo lang buo yung loob mo at hindi tungkol sa'yo, tungkol sa pamilya mo at yung pagtulong niya sa ibang tao hindi nawawala. Ano naniwala ka doon, di ba? The more you help other people, bumabalik yung blessings. May tawag sa APT, kay Miss Camille, kay Mr. T, tapos GMA. Who knows? Mag-full circle yan yung mga kaibigan natin sa ABS, sa pelikula, lalo na pinagmala natin sa pagkuha ng pelikula.
Kasi Kuya Noel, isa din sa talaga na kahit takot ako sa pandemic, kailangan kong pumilos, kailangan kong maghanap buhay, hindi lang para sa sarili ko, hindi lang para sa pamilya ko, kundi para din sa mga katrabaho ko na nawalan ng trabaho.
Totoo.
Kuya Noel, hindi humihinto yung mga lumalapit sa akin na
totoo yun.
Mamang, ganyan, chuchu. Lord, sabi
at
ko,
okay, diba? Iba sa kanila, nag-online selling din.
Yes.
At sinusupport natin yun, di ba?
Kailangan natin supportahan sila. Di ba? Nagkakasakit na nga di ba? Parang, Diyos ko.
In the end, diba? It's not about us, no? Parang sa hulit-huli sa edad at sa estado naman natin ngayon, hindi na lang tungkol sa atin.
Correct. Hindi tungkol sa sarili natin, hindi tungkol para sa anong gusto mo lang. And yun din ang dinadasal ko na sa mga tatakbong presidente.
It's not about power for themselves.
Yes, iboboto ko yung hindi lang dahil para sa sarili niya.
Hindi yung inudyukan ka lang kasi kailangan mong tumakbo dahil parang popular ka. Hindi yun Totoo yun.
At saka sana yung bumoto tayo not because kababayan mo siya para maging sikat yung bayan niyo. Isipin mo yung buong bansa.
Totoo yun. Yun nga yung sabi ni Kim kanina, sana magkaisa naman tayo. Yung mga kailangan mag-slide down at isipin na may iba pang panahon. Parang gano'n na yun parang para lang makamit natin yung pagkakaisang yun. Kailangan yung ganong wisdom at dasal talaga na tipong in the end, hindi partido, hindi yung tao, kundi yung bayan yung asipin. Kasi mas i-admire natin yon, yung magsasakripisyo para sa mas malaki. So, parang yung ginawa mo, Puki, hindi para sa'yo. Ako yun talaga. Even your projects, it's really not just about you. Yung audience mo nagmamature. Di ba?
Yes.
At meron kang lipunan na ginagalawan. Kaya gusto mong gumawa ng magagandang pelikulang pagmamalaki mo na pag binalikan, pwede kang pag-aralan.
Totoo.
The end, yung tulong-tulong tayo para magkaisa tayo. Sana mahanap natin yun. And thank you, Poki, for, yun, usap lang, na-miss kita. Yun, parang naging usap lang na, yun, at least may pag-asa. At least
yun ang importante. At least may pag-asa tayong lahat.
May pag-asa. Maraming salamat, Poki.
Yun.
Maraming salamat. At yun, for the best roasted chicken, tawagan nyo lang si Poki. It's Pokwang. At saka sa hulit-huli, nandito kami para sumuporta sa'yo. At gusto ko makita yung pink na pa nakasmile. Pakita mo lang yung pink mo nakasmile. In the end, gusto lang ni Poking mapangiti tayong lahat. Okay. Maraming salamat, Poki. Thank you. At
ingat ka lagi, Kuya Noel. Mag-iingat ka lagi.
At tayo sa Rizal.
At isa rin sa pinagdarasal ko na someday, one day, tayo ay muling magtitipon-tipon at magla-lunch sa bahay.
With Mami Carol, with Ana Pingwal, and Alan John.
I miss the bayabas salad with cinnamon. I love it.
And Jet Valle, who comes from Antipolo also. So mabuhay ang Antipolo, Rizal, kahit nahuli ang bakuna.
Importante, mabakunahan tayong lahat. Sana, Lord. Tara na.
Yes, maraming salamat. And we'll see you.
Thank you, Noel. Mag-ingat ka lagi.
Thank you, Poki. Thank you.
God bless.
Maraming salamat. Level Up will happen again next week. Maraming salamat po. Thank you. Poki, I love you.
I love you.
Love you.
Di kailanman mapipigilan pagbuhos ng ulan. Ang buhay sadyang ganyan.
At kaya ng papago-pagong pag-ihip ng hangin. Lahat ay lilipas at magsasalita.
Huwag kang matahala, huwag mataranta. Hindi kailangan ang mag-alilangan pa.
Isipin mo laging nandito lamang ang aking balikat. Sa'yo'y nakaabang.
Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang atrasan sa iyong bawat hakbang. Mapupuntahan, pangako kailanman, akala kong nandyan. Tawag mo
At tuwing nagdidilim ang langit, di ba't napapakita ang buwan hanggang ang umaga na naman.
Tara at hintayin na natin sikat ang iyong araw hanggang sa magliwanag muli ang lahat. Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang atrasan sa iyong bawat hakbang. Mapupuntahan, pangako kailanman, akala kong nandyan, sa tawag mo. Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang atrasan sa iyong bawat hakbang. Mapupuntahan, pangako kailanman, akala kong nandyan, sa tawag mo lang. Sa tawag mo lang.
Mga katipuneros, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on radyo-katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo-katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo-katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo-katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.